Chapter 23-32. Su Yun's attack had failed and he switched from offense to defense once again. He would not let the loss of an opportunity cause him to lose his mind. However, Kangkong's reaction had indeed shocked Su Yun. Su Yun never thought that Kangkong would have such quick reflexes. Kangkong's powers of observation and judgment were definitely top-notch as well. To be able to sense the danger before Su Yun had even made his move and make such a timely judgment, he was no ordinary person. The onlookers felt that it was a pity that his attack had failed. Wu Yuandong clenched his fist and punched the air fiercely. He was furious that he could not be of any help. If only he had been of some use, Su Yun would not have had to fight so hard. That was such a good opportunity. Once Su Yun had taken care of it, victory would have been set in stone. Now that the two opponents have raised their guard against Su Yun, it would be extremely difficult for them to get another chance like that. Nian Yi broke out in cold sweat from the shock of that close call. He had also become much more clear-headed. He's very powerful. You can't do this, you'll be in danger. Chong Mo was also shocked by the thrilling scene just now. She could see that Nian Yi was anxious, but being anxious was not the solution to the problem. If she couldn't calm down, Su Yun would find another opportunity like this. Nian Yi calmed himself down and slowly nodded. He would not make the same mistake again. Kangkong now has a preliminary understanding of Su Yun. Su Yun's power was definitely not weaker than any of them. It could even be said that Su Yun was definitely stronger than him. What was even more frightening was that Su Yun had a very calm mind. To put it simply, Su Yun may be well aware that his power was above any of them, but he did not show any signs of arrogance, nor did he have any intention of underestimating his opponent. This was the most frightening thing to Kangkong. This was definitely the most frightening enemy that Kangkong had ever faced in his life. It was not only Nian Yi but also himself. Both of them could not afford to make any mistakes in their fight against Su Yun. Any mistake could lead to the loss of their lives or that of their companions. Su Yun was too smart, much smarter than Feng Luo. He knew when to strike and when to endure and retreat. This was the most difficult aspect of Su Yun to deal with. Kangkong clenched his fists as he stared fixedly at Su Yun. Nian Yi no longer dared to act blindly without thinking. The earlier danger had made her aware of the difference between her and her opponent. Hence, she kept reminding herself to be patient. He had to be patient. Su Yun was also quietly facing off against the other party. If the enemy didn't move, he wouldn't move either. This was the most important point of fighting with a few people. If the other party hadn't even made a move yet, and he had already lost his footing, then that would truly be a tragedy. The difference between the Cold War here and the intensity of the other side was really too big. Gu Li had relied on his ability to suppress Feng Luo and created many opportunities for Jie Su. Jie Su had not missed a single opportunity and had tried his best. Unfortunately, Feng Luo was simply too fast. Every time, he would be able to dodge his attacks by a hair's breadth. It was a good thing that Jie Su was able to adjust his mentality very quickly. He would not feel defeated because of his repeated misses. This also gave them the confidence to persevere. This way, Gu Li would be able to keep his spirits up. As long as Jie Su did not give up, he would continue to trust him and believe that he would seize the opportunity sooner or later. What they needed to do was to wear Feng Luo down. Feng Luo, who had lost his explosive power, would definitely not be able to maintain his current speed. As long as he no longer had the advantage in speed, the final victory would belong to them. After realizing the other party's intentions, Feng Luo gave up on the initiative to attack. He was trying his best to reduce the consumption of his energy. Feng Luo began to slowly learn from Su Yun. When he could dodge, he would dodge. When he could, he would dodge. When he could, he would dodge. He would no longer attack recklessly. Without absolute certainty and without the best timing, he would have to conserve his energy. This was a battle of attrition. It was impossible for either side to end the battle quickly. The final victory belonged to the patient side. The sunset made the fallen leaves in the courtyard look extremely bleak. It was autumn. The autumn wind rustled and made the sun set in the west feel slightly cold. Even so, Everyone's forehead was still covered in sweat. They were all working hard for the same goal. 10 minutes had passed. Su Yun was still unable to see through Kang Kong's strength. This was the most unknown uneasiness in his heart. Kang Kong was like a poisonous snake. Su Yun did not dare to test whether the poison was fatal or not. Chong Mo seemed to be more nervous than anyone else. Almost every 10 seconds, she would try to see if she could break the seal on her acupuncture points. If she could circulate her qi, the situation would definitely turn for the better. After all, she, Chong Mo, was not someone to be trifled with. Although she was completely defeated by Su Yun, her participation in this battle would definitely bring about a great change. However, this was not a problem that she could solve just because she wanted to. That was why she was so anxious. You go. Chow Kai Yu saw Feng Luo continuously retreating and was extremely angry. Just a moment ago, they were still evenly matched. Now, he was suddenly losing ground. What was this guy trying to do? Feng Luo ignored Chow Kai Yu. He did not dare to be distracted because he knew that these two people would attack at any time. I'm talking to you. Can't you hear me? Chow Kai Yu said angrily, if you don't hurry up and take care of them, I'll immediately get someone to kill that disgusting ape. That's enough. Feng Luo was angry. The snow ape is no longer in your hands. Do you think I don't know? Don't use the snow ape to threaten me. Otherwise, I won't give you face anymore. Chow Kai Yu was stunned. He only found out yesterday that the ape had been rescued. The logging company was also caught in the whirlpool of investigation, and all of their operations had stopped. Where did Feng Luo get this information? He was a guy who didn't even know how to use a phone. Chow Kai Yu gave him an iPhone before bringing him to Taiwan. In the end, he didn't even know how to unlock it. How did he get the news so quickly? Just shut your mouth. Don't make things difficult for yourself. Lin Suyin impatiently waved her hands at the two people. The two people immediately walked towards Chow Kai Yu. Before Chow Kai Yu could react, one of them directly restrained him. The other person took out a piece of white cloth from who knows where and directly stuffed Chow Kai Yu's mouth. No matter how Chow Kai Yu struggled, the person behind him did not let go. Chow Kai Yu's entire face was red. His eyes were red with anger. This was the biggest humiliation he had ever suffered in his life. One must know that in the past, when he came to Taiwan, people in Taiwan all worshipped him. This was because they all knew that he was the god of wealth. The god of wealth came to launder money. Those who wanted to earn money naturally had to respect him. Therefore, Chow Kai Yu had long been used to being a tyrant in Taiwan. Today's scene was definitely something he would never have imagined in his entire life. Lin Suyin had wanted to do this for a long time. However, due to Feng Luo's strength, she didn't let anyone do it. When she heard that Feng Luo was about to turn hostile, she let people do it. As long as Feng Luo didn't help him, then he, Chow Kai Yu, was nothing in front of the Three Lotus Group. Feng Luo's emotions were affected and stirred up. When he thought about how the snow ape must have suffered these few days, he became uneasy. Do it. Gu Li seized the opportunity and ordered. Jie Yi's crafty leg technique directly attacked Feng Luo's lower body. Feng Luo was shocked. He quickly jumped into the air and dodged. At the same time, Gu Li's fist came from behind. The two people's flawless cooperation caused Feng Luo to fall into a situation where he couldn't escape. No matter which method Feng Luo chose, he would be hit by one of them. At the same time, Kang Kong also finally made his move. He made his move so that Su Yun wouldn't have the time to care about other people's business. This was a good opportunity for Gu Li and Jie Yi. Kang Kong definitely wouldn't let Su Yun ruin it. He definitely wouldn't let Su Yun have the chance to save him. Facing Kang Kong, who took the initiative to attack, Su Yun didn't choose to escape. He met the attack head-on. He wanted to see what kind of strength Kang Kong had. The 6 people from both sides made their moves at almost the same time. The quiet sunset's dusk seemed to have suddenly turned into a storm. The withered leaves on the ground were like a tornado that swept through the sky. The air in the courtyard was filled with the smell of killing intent. Everyone seemed to have held their breaths at this moment. Chapter 23:33. Faced with Kangkong's sudden attack, Su Yun had no intention of backing down. He faced Kangkong's attack head-on, completely ignoring Nian Ye's pincer attack from the side. Even though Nian Ye was quite powerful, she was a little timid due to the thrilling experience earlier and did not dare to act rashly. It was because Su Yun had seen this point that he had unscrupulously focused more than half of his energy on dealing with Kangkong's attacks. On the other hand, Feng Lu could not dodge the attacks from the front and back at the same time. He could only choose a method that was beneficial to him. The only thing Feng Lu could do now was to minimize his own injuries while inflicting the greatest damage to his opponent. Feng Lu gave up on defending against Jie Su and allowed his lower body to be attacked. He circulated his qi and attacked Gu Li with all his might. This was the best decision he could make in a short period of time. Gu Li was slightly stronger than Jie Su. Severely injuring Gu Li would reduce the pressure on him. Although Jie Su's attacks were gentle, the damage they inflicted on him was not fatal. Feng Lu gritted his teeth and endured the injuries Jie Su inflicted on him. Both Feng Lu and Gu Li were injured at the same time. Gu Li was hit in the chest by Feng Lu's heavy punch. He flew out like a kite with a broken string. Feng Lu was also stabbed in the leg by Jie Su's dagger. He lost control of his lower body and knelt on the ground. If Feng Lu had not rolled away, his throat would have been slit by Jie Su's dagger. Although he avoided the fatal attack, Feng Lu's leg was trembling violently because of the heavy injury. The sharp dagger caused the injury to be very serious. It was difficult for Feng Lu to even stand up. Gu Li was probably in the worst condition right now. He spat out a mouthful of pus and blood. His internal organs felt like they were tumbling. What a heavy punch! The flying Sarutobi fist was truly worthy of being called the hardest punch to endure. The impact penetrated Gu Li's chest. Only the person who was injured would know the internal injuries it caused. Gu Li. Chong Emo saw this and quickly rushed forward. This gave Feng Lu a chance to catch his breath. Jie Su was afraid she would be hurt, so he could only give up on pursuing Feng Lu and quickly stood in front of Chong Mo. Gu Li struggled to stand up and said to Chong Mo, "I'm fine. It's dangerous here. You should leave." "You're injured." Chong Emo said, "You can't go on like this." Gu Li was injured, but Feng Shou was also forced into a corner by them. For Yuan Fei Quan, who relied on explosive power and speed, Feng Shou's leg being injured was a catastrophic blow. Without speed and explosive power, Wind Sweep had lost his sharpest weapon. Therefore, Gu Li believed that this punch was worth it. As long as he could continue fighting, he would be able to create a chance for Jie Su to defeat Feng Rui. The first confrontation between Su Yun and Remnant ended in a flash. Due to the intense situation on Wind Sweep's side, no one had been able to clearly see what had happened between Su Yun and Remnant. Remnant's originally expressionless face became even more gloomy. As expected of an expert. Even the ultimate move his father taught him didn't have any effect. Although it was only an instant, Remnant had used all sorts of sinister methods. His attacks were all aimed at Su Yun's throat, back of his head, waist, and crotch. This made Su Yun feel a little overwhelmed. Luckily, Su Yun's reaction speed was still decent. That was why he didn't get knocked out by Remnant. "How are you? Are you okay?" Su Yun was more worried about Feng Shou. Feng Shou's leg was stabbed by a dagger. This was a huge blow to him. Su Yun knew that if Feng Shou couldn't hold on, he wouldn't be able to fight against the four of them alone. "I will definitely do what I promised you." Feng Shou said, "Even if I die today, I will take back what you want. You didn't go back on your words, so I have to keep my promise." Although Gu Li was injured, the other three were completely unharmed. Su Yun knew that if he wanted to keep the situation from collapsing, he had to make one of them fall as soon as possible. Su Yun quickly locked onto Nian Yi. Out of the four of them, Remnant was the most powerful. The most unpredictable was Gu Li and the most sinister was Jie Su. Nian Yi was the only one who hadn't been able to unleash her full potential due to her emotions. This was the only chance Su Yun could take advantage of. Just as Su Yun and Feng Shou were talking, Nian Yi saw her chance. This was the moment when Su Yun was distracted. This was another good opportunity for her. Nian Yi suddenly exploded. Her entire body shot forward and charged towards Su Yun without any warning. Nian Yi believed that Su Yun would not be able to guard against her. Instead, Su Yun pulled back his right leg and raised his knee. His left hand moved from the back to the front of his body. The palms of both his hands were turned up and both his hands drew an arc before landing on both sides of his right knee. This was a Tai Chi technique. Just as Nian Yi was about to attack Su Yun, Su Yun's right foot landed on the front of his right. His body's center of gravity suddenly shifted forward into a right lunge. His hands formed fists and slid forward from both sides of his body into a pincer shape. Both fists were aimed directly at Nian Yi's ears. Even though this was a Tai Chi technique, Su Yun did not use it with any gentleness. He had changed his technique and used an extremely ferocious method to execute a Tai Chi technique. This pair of piercing ears was no joke. Nian Yi's ears instantly rang and her entire consciousness was cut off at that moment. As Su Yun's slow Tai Chi movements had misled Nian Yi, Su Yun's sudden change in technique did not give Nian Yi any chance to react. This time, Nian Yi was completely caught off guard and was completely stunned by Su Yun's attack. Just as Nian Yi's consciousness was cut off, Su Yun suddenly threw a punch. His steady lower body made his entire body look like a huge bow and arrow. His fist shot out like an arrow and smashed heavily into Nian Yi's mouth, nose and chin. Nian Yi was still unconscious even as she was sent flying. Su Yun's series of movements were as smooth as flowing water. He did not give anyone the chance to participate in the battle. Nian Yi had walked right into the trap and was defeated by Su Yun in just 2 moves. Kang Kong quickly flew forward to catch Nian Yi. Nian Yi only returned to his senses after landing on the ground. His consciousness had been cut off and he had no idea what had happened. However, his entire mind felt as if it had been turned into mush. Even his vision was a blur. Nian Yi, who was bleeding from his mouth and nose, could not say a word. He could only point a trembling finger at Su Yun. He wanted to tell Kang Kong that this fellow's power was too terrifying. Kang Kong was naturally aware of this. When they had exchanged blows earlier, Kang Kong knew that unless Jie Su could join forces with him, they would not stand a chance at victory. Kang Kong's reaction was also very quick. He did not waste any more words, nor was he in a hurry to seek revenge on Su Yun. Instead, he immediately changed his direction and attacked Feng Luo. As long as Feng Luo was crippled, they would still stand a chance. Everything had happened too quickly. Even Su Yun could not stop it in time. When Feng Luo realized this, he knew that he could not escape. Now that Jie Su had just brought Chong Mo out of the danger zone, he was the closest to Gu Li. Gu Li had been injured by him earlier, so she was now the weakest point. Good. Even if he, Feng Luo, were to die here today, he would drag someone down with him. Feng Luo completely ignored Kang Kong's attack. He locked onto Gu Li and attacked again. The moment Remnant Kong's palm hit his back, his fist once again landed a fatal blow on Gu Li's chest. Both Feng Luo and Gu Li spat out a mouthful of blood at the same time. Both of them fell to the ground. The two of them probably wouldn't be able to get up for a while. Normal people wouldn't be able to withstand a full blow like this. Even if they were both experts, it would be difficult for them to stand up in this situation. Their internal injuries would disrupt their meridians. If they could not adjust their breathing, they would fall unconscious. In an instant, 3 people had fallen. Feng Luo, Gu Li, Nian Yi. Every one of them was a top expert. However, in a battle between experts, victory and defeat was decided in an instant. No one could blame anyone else. It was not that Su Yun did not want to save Feng Luo. It was just that he was too far away. He had the will but not the strength. Furthermore, he had also noticed Jie Su's condition. Jie Su was like a cheetah. As long as Su Yun made a move, he would not hesitate to pounce on his prey. No one had expected the scene to be so tragic. Looking at this scene, the entire Three Lotus Association's courtyard was silent. Chapter 23:34. When Xiao Kaiyu saw Feng Luo lying on the ground with blood gushing out of the hole in his calf, he knew that they were done for today. Needless to say, this guy would be a cripple even if he stood up. He wouldn't be able to do anything at all. Kong Kong didn't expect them to suffer such heavy losses either. Gu Li had taken 2 heavy blows from Feng Luo in a row. Needless to say, his internal injuries were severe. If he forced himself to circulate his qi, not only would he not be able to help them, he would even be in danger of dying from bleeding from his 7 orifices. Nian Yi was also crippled by Su Yun's double wind-piercing ears. She would need at least a day or 2 to recover her consciousness. Apart from Kong Kong and Jie Su, the rest of them had lost their ability to fight. Fortunately, Feng Luo was also considered a cripple. Su Yun was now alone. As the saying goes, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. Kong Kong and Jie Su were still at their initial fighting strength. Although Su Yun hadn't expended too much energy, he was still facing a difficult problem. Judging from the current situation, both Kong Kong and Jie Su were extremely cautious. It was unlikely that Su Yun would be able to catch them off guard. If they fought 2 against 1, Su Yun would definitely be at a disadvantage. There was no doubt about that. Therefore, Kong Kong and Jie Su didn't waste any more time coming up with a strategy. They only needed to remain cautious. As long as the 2 of them didn't separate, they would have an absolute advantage. Your helper is already crippled. Do we still need to continue? There's no point in continuing. You can't win against the 2 of us on your own, Kong Kong said calmly. Kong Kong said indifferently, if we stop now, it won't be a bad thing for you or for us. Su Yun smiled. Would heavens I still allow someone who has seen its true face to live? I'm afraid this is breaking the rules. It wasn't that Kong Kong didn't want to kill them all. However, the problem they were facing now was more troublesome. Gu Li and Nian Ye's injuries were very troublesome. Nian Ye's specific injuries were still uncertain. Gu Li's severe internal injuries needed to be treated and healed as soon as possible. That was why Kong Kong didn't want to continue fighting. If they could stop now, it would be beneficial for them. At least they could help Gu Li and Nian Yi heal as soon as possible. Rules are dead, but humans are alive. Remnant Void said, there's nothing that can't be discussed. And you should know better than us that you really have no chance of winning. There was another reason why Remnant Void did not want to fight. If he and Jie Su were to get injured, it would mean that he would have to take care of everyone else. That would be an impossible task. That's hard to say. Su Yun, the sky was getting darker and darker, and the days of autumn were beginning to dwindle. There is only one condition for me to let you go. Take me to where Arbola is. Otherwise, don't even think about it. Are you really not afraid of death? Don't forget, if you die, the entire Three Lotus faction will be wiped out. This was perhaps the thing that Su Yun was most worried about. Now, the only people that could make Su Yun apprehensive were the people from the Three Lotus Association. There are no cowards in the Three Lotus Association who are afraid of death. Lin Suyin scoffed, don't use the Three Lotus Association as a condition to threaten us. The Three Lotus Association isn't meat on your chopping block. You can't do whatever you want with us. Remnant Void clenched his fists. I can tell you very clearly that nothing is more important than your own life. You'd better think this through. If we can't reach an agreement, I'll massacre the Three Lotus Association. We'll have to see if you have the ability to do that. Although Wu Yuandong was injured, he didn't hesitate to step forward. He couldn't let the people of Sky's Eye do whatever they wanted here. If they wanted to touch the people of the Three Lotus Group, they would have to step over his dead body first. I'll make you regret this. Remnant Void laughed coldly. Su Yun was now on full alert. If Remnant Void and Jie Su made the slightest move, he would attack without hesitation. There's no medicine for regret in this world. Chong Imo added, Su Yun, leave yourself a way out. Leave the Three Lotus Association a way out. Leave us a way out. This is the best outcome for the three of us. There's no need to fight to the death. That won't benefit anyone. Chow Kai-yu nodded vigorously when he heard this. Unfortunately, his opinion couldn't be heard by anyone. He couldn't speak and could only mutter along. I don't mind if we fight to the death. Su-yun said, as long as the fish can die. I'll just throw away this net of mine. What's wrong with that? Faced with Su-yun's mindset, Kangkong knew that a peaceful negotiation was not going to work. Then let's see if the net breaks first, or if the fish dies first. Jesu said coldly. Suddenly, he attacked Su-yun from behind. Su-yun had already noticed that Jesu's moves were mostly sneak attacks. Moreover, they were very tricky and posed a great threat to others. However, Jesu's moves weren't suitable for direct confrontation. Therefore, he attacked Su-yun directly. He didn't gain any advantage at all. Instead, he was caught off guard by Su-yun's unceremonious counterattack and was forced to retreat. Remnant Void couldn't care less when he saw this. He immediately joined the fight between the two of them. With the sudden addition of an expert like Remnant Wind, Su-yun's situation immediately changed. He immediately went from offense to defense and was at a disadvantage. With Remnant Void and Jesu's skills, they could definitely force Su-yun to have no chance to fight back. If this situation continued for too long, it wouldn't benefit Su-yun at all. Once Su-yun made the slightest mistake, it would be an opportunity for the other party to take him down. Therefore, this was a huge test for Su-yun. Remnant Void and Jesu's pincer attack circle was getting smaller and smaller. Su-yun's pressure was also increasing. When Jesu's tricky kick swept past Su-yun's face, Remnant Void directly attacked Su-yun's waist from behind. Every move was a move that could take one's life. After more than 20 rounds, Su-yun could clearly feel the strain. Without a doubt, Remnant Void was definitely a level 7 or level 8 Grandmaster. Jesu must also be an expert who had broken through to Grandmaster. Therefore, Su-yun found it more difficult to deal with them. After all, Su-yun had also used up a certain amount of energy earlier. Moreover, Remnant Void and Jesu had rich combat experience. This was also a huge problem for Su-yun. What Su-yun needed to do now wasn't just a little bit. The two of them were taking turns to fight, causing Su-yun's stamina to be depleted more and more. If this continued and no one came to help, Su-yun would probably be in big trouble. One person's physical exhaustion would always be greater than two people's. The two of them had a very clear goal. They wanted to exhaust Su-yun. This was the safest method for them. Although victory wouldn't come as beautifully or as uplifting, as long as they could win, they would do anything. Every move of Jesu's was a killing move. Although his attacks were fast, he didn't dare to chain them together. Su-yun was a very strong deterrent to him. He didn't know which move Su-yun could make him become like Nian Yi. Su-yun, watch out. Lin Suin kept reminding Su-yun. Every time she saw that the opponent was about to hit Su-yun, she would cry out. On the other side, Chong Mo kept cheering her two brothers on as well. Jesu, run. Don't get caught up in the battle. Watch out for him. Remnant Void, surround him from the left. Don't give him any chances. No, you can't do that. You're in too much danger. The silent contest was disrupted by the women's voices. In this gradually darkening evening, the Three Lotus Association would definitely experience the greatest pressure this time. The winner takes all. Once Su-yun loses, the Three Lotus Association would be destroyed as well. Now, Su-yun was in trouble because of the two of them. Remnant Void and Nian Ye's teamwork was becoming better and better. It was becoming more and more difficult for Su-yun to deal with them. Lin Suin's forehead was covered in sweat. She kept mumbling, "Why aren't they here yet? Hurry up. It'll be too late if they don't come." At this moment, Su-yun was almost stabbed by Jesu's dagger. He quickly took a few steps back. Before he could adjust his breathing, Remnant Void had already grabbed him by the throat. It was a good thing that Su-yun had reacted quickly. Otherwise, he would have been powerless to turn the tables. Chapter 23:35. Jie Su's dagger skills had reached the pinnacle of perfection. With every step he took, he slashed multiple times, and every slash was aimed at Su Yun's vital points. Anyone who played with daggers would know that daggers were all about speed, accuracy, and ruthlessness. Moreover, the technique of slashing multiple times in one step was even more ingenious and strange. It was impossible to guard against. His attacks were sharp and ruthless, and every move was fatal. Jie Su's dagger skills had reached the pinnacle after so many years of playing with daggers. With a dagger in hand, his heroic spirit would increase. Even if he was alone against a group of enemies, he would be like a ferocious tiger, unstoppable. Once the dagger was unsheathed, blood would be spilled. With a flash of his dagger, he had slashed multiple times. It looked ordinary, but in reality, it was filled with killing intent. It was extremely powerful. The first slash to the throat, the second to the chest, and the third to the crotch. Jie Su's dagger was like a whirlwind. While Su Yun was distracted by Remnant, he continued to stab multiple times. Each stab caught Su Yun off guard. Every slash, stab, and slash was frightening. The people watching from the side almost screamed out loud. Every time Jie Su's dagger slashed across Su Yun's face, Lin Suyin and Yang Qi's hearts were in their throats. They were afraid that Su Yun would fall into his trap if he wasn't careful. Anyone who knew the ropes could tell that most of Su Yun's attention was focused on Remnant. That was why Jie Su had the opportunity to use his dagger skills. Otherwise, Su Yun would not have allowed his opponent to push him to this point. If Su Yun had the chance, he would have killed Jie Su a long time ago. This dagger was already very dangerous when it came into contact with the user. On top of that, Jie Su's attacks were soft to begin with. The threat was too great. Unfortunately, Remnant did not give Su Yun any chance at all. As long as Su Yun's attention was on Jie Su, Remnant would press forward with his attacks, not giving Su Yun any chance to catch his breath. This way, Su Yun was in a very difficult situation. Remnant and Jie Su worked very well together. On top of that, Jie Su was much more focused than Yen Yi. He controlled his emotions very well. Therefore, Su Yun did not have any chance to break through their joint attack. This kind of continuous consumption of time and stamina would only cause Su Yun more and more trouble. Once Su Yun's physical strength was exhausted by the two of them, that would be the time when he was truly helpless. Remnant and Jie Su were aware of this as well. They constantly made adjustments to their attacks, attacking Su Yun with all their might every time. This way, they would not give Su Yun any chance to catch his breath. No matter what, the amount of stamina the two of them expended would always be much less than Su Yun's. Wu Yuandong could not bear to watch any longer. If this continued, Su Yun would be exhausted to death sooner or later. He suddenly joined the battle. The two of you are really despicable. If you have the guts, come and fight me one-on-one. Although Wu Yuandong had been injured during his battle with Feng Suo at Fisherman Street, he could not just watch as the two of them tormented Su Yun at this critical juncture. Everyone knew that Wu Yuandong was no match for them. If he had the ability, Su Yun would not have been so polite as to let him rest for so long. Wu Yuandong's goal was simple. Anyone who understood could understand it. Wu Yuandong wanted to use himself to attract one of their attacks. This way, he could buy time for Su Yun to deal with the other person. He did not think that he could win against Heaven's Eye. He only wanted to buy as much time as he could. This idea was simply too crazy. If Jie Su were to deal with Wu Yuandong, he would probably only need a few slashes in a single step and Wu Yuandong would not be able to withstand it. Go back. I can handle this alone. When Su Yun saw Wu Yuandong, he was somewhat worried. With Wu Yuandong's current physical condition, it was basically equivalent to sending him to his death. He was using his own body as a shield for himself. Jie Su's eyes were bloodshot. He had attacked Su Yun many times but to no avail. He had entered a state of rage. Now that Wu Yuandong had jumped out, Jie Su was not going to let him go. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Jie Su's target suddenly shifted from Su Yun to Wu Yuandong. Just as Su Yun was about to stop him, Kan Kong blocked in front of Su Yun. Your opponent is me. Now that Su Yun's attention was distracted by Wu Yuandong, it was definitely a good opportunity for Kan Kong. Kan Kong knew Jie Su's goal. Jie Su did not really want to kill Wu Yuandong. He wanted to slowly torture Wu Yuandong. He knew very well that every time he stabbed Wu Yuandong, Su Yun's attention would be diverted a little. This way, he would be able to create a better opportunity for Kan Kong to attack. Actually, the best dagger user in Heavens I wasn't Jie Faker at all. Jie Faker's dagger mastery was all because he had a brilliant instructor, and that person wasn't his father, but Remnant. The only person who could wield a dagger to perfection was Remnant. This man who had not used his dagger since the beginning had finally revealed his sharp dagger behind his back. He has a dagger. Lin Suyin immediately reminded Su Yun when she saw the cold glint. Kan Kong didn't mind being exposed. As long as he could beat Wu Yuandong to a pulp, he didn't believe that Su Yun wouldn't do anything about it. As long as Su Yun gave him a chance, he definitely wouldn't let it go. He definitely wouldn't let it go. He would definitely let Su Yun know what it felt like to have a dagger tear his heart apart. Up until now, Kan Kong had never met anyone who could escape from his dagger. It was a sharp tactical dagger, simple yet sharp. Even under the dim sky, the HP bar was exceptionally frightening. Su Yun smiled. This guy was finally willing to show his true strength. Su Yun wanted to see how strong the highest combat power in Heaven's Eye was and whether it was worthy. A true expert will always hide their best skills until the end, Su Yun said calmly. Then let me see how you can use the dagger. The other party was armed. Lin Suyin couldn't bear to watch such an unfair confrontation. She ran back to her room as fast as she could and found a Mad Dog advanced tactical assault knife that her father had given her. It was given to her father by an officer who used to be part of the U.S. Navy SEAL team on the West Coast. After Lin Suyin found the dagger, she quickly ran out and shouted at Su Yun, "Take it. They're already using a dagger, why are you still being polite with them? Kill them." Once this woman got angry, she was really something. Even Su Yun was shocked by Lin Suyin. When the dagger was thrown into Su Yun's hands, Su Yun came back to his senses and said, "Good dagger." Su Yun touched the dagger and knew that the handle had been designed with human function. It had a unique shape and was very comfortable to hold. The groove on the index finger allowed the user to find the position of the dagger even if they could not see it. This was something that even the U.S. Navy SEALs had used before. Naturally, Su Yun was quite comfortable with it. "You're really something. You even have something like this." Su Yun played with the dagger in his hands for a while, then smiled at Kan Kong and Jie Su and said, "If the two of you have something to say, just come at me. Don't bite whoever you grab. That's not something a human would do. Only dogs would do that." When Kan Kong saw the way Su Yun held the dagger, he knew that Su Yun was also an expert with the dagger. It seemed like he had met his match today. "Since you know how to use a dagger too, let's have a game. Let's see whose dagger is better at killing." Kan Kong snorted coldly. However, Jie Su had no intention of pointing his spear at Su Yun. His target was still Wu Yuandong. "Then I'll bury you first. Come at me, grandson. I'd like to see what you're capable of." Wu Yuandong did not back down. Just as Jie Su drew his dagger and was about to kill Wu Yuandong, a crisp sound rang out and hit the dagger in Jie Su's hand. Jie Su felt a numbing pain in his hand and the dagger fell to the ground. "Hey, hey, hey. If you have something to say, come at me. Why are you shouting in front of an injured person? This is called taking advantage of someone's perilous state. You're being too careful. I really didn't expect that this famous Heavens Eye actually relies on doing this kind of thing to cheat money." "Who is it?" Jie Su shouted angrily. This hidden weapon was really ruthless. "I'm Lin Gu, and I'll never change my name. If you have something to say, come and talk to me." "Brother Yun is my brother. Brother Dong is also my brother. If you want to bully them, you'll have to kill me first." Lin Ji's sudden appearance alarmed everyone present. This is a turning point that will turn the situation around. Chapter 23:36. Lin Suyin breathed a sigh of relief. On the night Su Yun arrived at Taiwan, Lin Suyin had called Lin Gu to ask why he was not here. After all, Lin Gu was Lin Sihai's godson, and Lin Suyin treated him like her own brother. Since Su Yun was here, it would be unreasonable for him not to come. Therefore, Lin Gu had agreed at the time, saying that he would come immediately after settling the matters at hand. Lin Gu did not know what had happened here. When Su Yun realized that he did not have enough helpers today, he had thought of calling Lin Gu to come over, but Su Yun estimated that he would not make it in time. After all, after Sky's Eye intervened, most of Su Yun's attention was focused on Arbola, and he did not think too much about other things. This was something he only thought of after forcing Liangshan. Su Yun did not tell Lin Gu anymore because he was worried that he would not be able to come in time if he found out, and it would only add to his troubles. Little did he know that Lin Suyin had already called Lin Gu a long time ago, and at that time, she did not want him to come over for help. She only wanted him to take some time out to play for a few days. Lin Gu was not in a hurry, and only booked a flight today after settling the matters at hand. Lin Gu did not inform anyone in advance because he wanted to come here to give everyone a surprise and Brother Yun a good time. Who would have thought that he would feel a strong murderous aura when he was still a few hundred meters away from the Three Lotus Association by taxi? This was a huge surprise for him. It was better to come at the right time than to come early. Lin Gu happened to bump into this matter. Faced with this new strong enemy, Kan Kong and Jie Su were once again on alert. The victory that was about to be in their hands could be ruined by the slightest thing. Therefore, none of them dared to be careless, and none of them dared to act rashly. They looked at Lin Gu cautiously, trying to guess who this person who had suddenly appeared was. His use of hidden weapons was truly ruthless. Jie Wen finally found the hidden weapon on the ground. It was actually a 1 yuan coin. Soon, a look of surprise appeared on Jie Su's face. There was a very famous person who liked to use coins as hidden weapons, Xie Fei's. This meant that Lin Gu was clearly related to Xie Fei's, and the two of them were from the same sect. What's your relationship with the demon god Lu Xuanji? Jie Su asked cautiously. Kan Kong was stunned when he heard this. Why would their people be involved in this? Lin Gu frowned. You know quite a lot. But I'm warning you, my master's name is. You'd better be careful with your words, in case I'm not to be turned. He had already turned hostile, so it was no big deal. After confirming that this kid was under Lu Xuanji's tutelage, Kan Kong and Jie Su's expressions became more complicated. Lu Xuanji's strength was on par with their father's. This kid's strength was naturally very impressive. I'm afraid there's no conflict between us. You don't have to interfere, right? It won't be easy to get out of this mess, Kan Kong warned. Lin Gu laughed. You're kidding, right? You've already caused a ruckus in Three Lotus Club, bullied my sister, and even wanted to fight my brother Yun. Do you think I'll just stand by and do nothing? What kind of person do you think I, Lin Gu, am? Well said, little brother. Lin Suyin said excitedly. After seeing Lin Gu, her heart that was hanging in the air finally returned to her stomach. This way, Su Yun would not be at a disadvantage anymore. Lin Gu touched his nose proudly and looked at Su Yun. Brother, you're really planning to abandon me this time. If Sister Suyin didn't call me to come to Taiwan for a few days, I wouldn't have made it in time for this show. This is fate. I just wanted you to rest, but you insisted on coming here to fight, Su Yun smiled. Then you'd better be careful. They're not simple. Lin Gu sized up Kan Kong and Jie Su. These two were experts. Their strength should not be underestimated. Who are they? They're all from Heaven's Eye, Su Yun said. Oh, this is going too far. Lin Gu quickly put away his playful attitude. People from Heaven's Eye were really not to be underestimated. He had long heard about how mysterious people from Heaven's Eye were. Today, he saw that they only had one nose and two eyes. There was nothing special about them. He had heard from Xie Fei's that he had been investigating Heaven's Eye for a while. However, he had not been able to find anything. He did not expect to be blocked by Brother Yun in the Three Lotus Association today. This was a rare opportunity. Since they're from Heaven's Eye, I really can't let them leave. Lin Gu became serious. He took off his backpack and threw it aside. Seeing Lin Ji's provocation, Jie Su changed his target. To be honest, the current Wu Yuandong could not withstand a single blow from him. Having a passable opponent was also a challenge for him. You must be careful. Although Wu Yuandong had managed to escape, he was still worried about their situation. This guy is extremely proficient. Don't fall into his trap, or else you'll be in danger. Lin Gu smiled. You're playing with daggers, right? Come, let me see what level you're at. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Gu made the first move. He had just joined the battle and was full of energy. Naturally, he wanted to use his advantage to pressure his opponent. This way, not only could he exhaust his opponent's energy, he could also quickly find his opponent's weakness. Due to Lin Ji's participation, Su Yun was completely freed. Facing Remnant alone, Su Yun suddenly felt unprecedentedly relaxed. However, even though he was relaxed, Su Yun was not going to underestimate his opponent. Remnant was really good at enduring. He only revealed his weapon when he wanted to end the battle quickly. The daggers in both Su Yun and Remnant's hands glowed faintly. They were waiting to be fed with the enemy's blood. Remnant didn't choose to wait this time. He chose to attack. When playing with daggers, it was very important to take the initiative. Remnant's body was like a bolt of lightning, leaving behind an afterimage in the air. Su Yun finally understood the origin of this guy's name. Although his speed wasn't as fast as Wind Sweep, the afterimages he left behind would always confuse the opponent. In that split second, Su Yun reflexively blocked the dagger. Then, he heard a bang. Remnant's dagger directly stabbed into Su Yun's Mad Dog tactical assault sword. Su Yun took a few steps back to reduce the force of Remnant's attack. Remnant immediately followed up with a Dark Shadow 7 consecutive stabs. These 7 stabs were thrilling. The first stab was aimed at the lower abdomen, followed by a pull. Luckily, Su Yun's reaction was fast enough. Otherwise, his intestines would have been pulled out by a meter. The second stab was an upward slash, directly aimed at Su Yun's throat. Su Yun didn't have time to dodge and could only use the dagger in his hand to block. Then, the third stab was aimed at the chest. Su Yun was forced to retreat step by step. He had no choice but to defend. The fourth stab was a downward slash. It directly attacked Su Yun's head. These attacks were too vicious. Su Yun couldn't afford to make any mistakes. The fifth stab was aimed at his left temple. Su Yun dodged, but Remnant flipped his wrist and the sixth stab was aimed at Su Yun's right temple. Su Yun didn't have time to dodge again and raised his sword to block. The two swords collided and sparks flew. Finally, the seventh stab was aimed at Su Yun's face. After Su Yun's parry just now, all the openings in his face had been pulled apart. This was the best opportunity for Remnant to attack. When the tip of the dagger pierced towards Su Yun quickly stomped on the ground, and his entire body flew backwards at high speed. The tip of the dagger also chased after him relentlessly. The two of them flew into the air one after the other. Su Yun saw the opportunity to do a backflip and hook Remnant's wrist with his heel. Only then was he able to break Remnant's last stab. The 7 consecutive stabs were indeed not ordinary. If one wasn't careful, they would be killed without leaving a single piece of armor behind. It was only because Su Yun's reaction was fast. If it was anyone else, as long as the first stab cut open their lower abdomen, they definitely wouldn't be able to escape the remaining 6 stabs. Lower abdomen, lower jaw, chest, head, left and right temple, and face. If all 7 stabs hit, even if the King of Hell didn't want to accept the goods, he wouldn't be able to return the goods. Those who were injured by these 7 stabs would be sent to the netherworld, and there was no way to return the goods. Even Su Yun felt some lingering fear after dodging these 7 stabs. Chapter 23:37. The power of Remnant Void's 7 stab was much higher than Jiesu's. Compared to Jiesu's 1 step of multiple stabs, Remnant Void could stab 7 times in half a step. Luckily, Su Yun did not panic. Facing Remnant Void's continuous attacks, Su Yun only used throat-piercing strike. The sharp blade in his hand stabbed towards Remnant Void's throat. Because Remnant Void's body was still leaning forward, he did not have the chance to dodge this attack. Remnant Void had no choice but to block with his blade. At this time, Su Yun's movements changed strangely, catching Remnant Void completely off guard. Su Yun's dagger turned around and directly slashed towards Remnant Void's wrist. Remnant Void did not have any time to react. Even though he tried his best to dodge Su Yun's attack, Su Yun's blade still dealt a huge amount of damage to him. With this slash, Remnant Void's wrist was quickly dyed red with blood. Luckily, his reaction was fast enough and Su Yun did not cut his main artery. Only then did he manage to keep his life. In the first exchange between the two, although Remnant Sky seemed to have taken the initiative, and his beautiful Dark Shadow 7 consecutive stab had forced Su Yun into a dangerous situation, he didn't really injure Su Yun. However, Su Yun's throat-piercing strike, which seemed to have no tricks, caused Remnant Void to reveal an opening. It easily caused Remnant Void to bleed profusely. This slash had injured Remnant Void's wrist, so Remnant Void's current situation could be said to be very bad. It would more or less affect his use of his blade. Compared to playing with a dagger, I really have to admit defeat, Su Yun said indifferently. However, the second half of his sentence was, compared to playing with your life, you are not my opponent at all. However, Su Yun did not say that. He did not want to anger Remnant Void. Remnant Void was a very calm person. He would not do anything irrational because of anger. He would only be more careful because of anger. They were very clear that only by obtaining the final victory could they be considered to have the last laugh. A momentary advantage and a momentary disadvantage didn't count for much. It was no big deal. At this time, Lin Gu and Jiesu were also in a deathmatch. Although Jiesu's dagger could not break through Lin Ji's defense, Lin Gu could not break through his opponent's attacks either. Their strength could be said to be on par with each other. During this period of time, Lin Ji's progress was also by leaps and bounds. His state of mind was approaching perfection, and he had already grasped what was called the way of controlling qi. This state of mind, which could only be obtained after breaking through the supreme power realm, allowed him to learn to face any opponent calmly. Lin Suyin thought that Lin Gu was at a disadvantage because he didn't have a weapon. However, that wasn't the case. Lin Gu and Su Yun were the same type of people. They didn't have any weapons that they could use. Thus, their strength wouldn't change much even if they didn't have a weapon. If you are a man, throw away the dagger and compete with him. Lin Suyin was not convinced. This is not fair at all. However, there was no such thing as fairness in a battle. Jiesu was not stupid enough to throw away his sharpest weapon. He was not affected by Lin Suyin at all. His eyes were still locked on Lin Gu. As long as Lin Gu made the slightest move, he would immediately react. Lin Gu had attacked too fiercely just now. He had calmed down after his unbridled madness. If he wanted to win without getting injured, he had to be careful. Jiesu's moves were soft and gentle. Every time he attacked, it was under extremely tricky circumstances. If Lin Gu was not fully focused, there was a high chance that he would be injured. Although the dagger's wounds were external and would not cause him to lose his ability to fight like Gu Li and Nian Yi, he would still be in trouble due to blood loss. Take Kang Kong for example. If he did not stop the bleeding in time, he would not be able to hold on any longer. No matter what kind of expert he was, as long as he was still alive, blood loss would cause him trouble. Humans were the same. There were 4,000 to 5,000 milliliters of blood in their bodies. If they lost more than 30% of their blood, they would reach the limit of the human body's compensation and endanger their lives. If they lost more than 800 milliliters of blood, Kang Kong's face would turn pale, his lips would crack, he would break out in cold sweat, and his limbs would turn cold. His entire body would become weak, his breathing would become rapid, his pulse would become weak, and so on. When that happened, Su Yun would not even need to make a move. He only needed to wait for Kan Kong to continue losing blood. His brain would not have enough blood, and his vision would become blurry. He would become delirious until he fainted. Based on Kan Kong's current rate of blood loss, it would not take long for him to fall to the ground. Su Yun, if you're a man, give him time to bandage his wounds. Chong Mo could not help but speak up. As long as you agree to let him bandage his wounds, I'll do anything you want. Su Yun smiled. This is not a child's play. We all know what this is about. Battles are cruel. I won't raise a tiger just because I pity my opponent. Then you're a coward. You don't dare to fight him fair and square. Chong Mo said. Lin Suin became angry when she heard this. Hey! Are you kidding me? From the start, you guys were the ones who bullied him with numbers. Later on, you guys were also the ones who attacked first. Now that one of your people is injured, you actually want him to bandage his wounds? Do you think we're idiots? Brother Su Yun, you can't listen to them. Wu Yuandong said, they're already at their wits' end. We can't fall for their tricks. Su Yun nodded. He was not stupid. Remnant Sky had never given him a chance to catch his breath. It was impossible for him to do such a noble thing for him. Kan Kong knew that Chong Mo's request was impossible. Chong Mo, think of a way to leave. This is not a place where you should stay. I don't need you to worry about me. As long as I'm still alive, I won't let my opponent look down on Heaven's Eye. No. If we're leaving together. Chong Mo said. She glared at Su Yun. You're such a coward. No matter what Chong Mo said, Su Yun would not be so generous as to give Kan Kong a chance. Even if Su Yun did give him a chance, what could Kan Kong do? He was still not Su Yun's opponent. Kan Kong was not Su Yun's opponent even when he was not injured. Now that his wrist was injured, how could he use a move that was even more powerful than the 7 consecutive dark stab? The answer was, of course, impossible. It was impossible for Su Yun to lose. Giving Kan Kong a chance to bandage his wound was just a waste of time. Su Yun knew very well that Chong Mo's Zhunqi acupoints would be unsealed soon. If Kan Kong and Jie Su could not be executed by then, no one would be able to stop Chong Mo if she wanted to escape, not even Wu Yuandong. Don't struggle. A loss is a loss. Don't force yourself if you can't change the situation, Su Yun said calmly. Jie Su suddenly threw away the dagger in his hand. I'll fight with my bare fists. You give him time to bandage his wound. Although this condition seemed a little interesting, it wasn't really appropriate, right? At least, Su Yun did not think that he had taken advantage of the situation. However, Jie Su had already thrown away his dagger. If he did not do anything, it would seem like he was losing face. Are you looking down on me? Lin Guo would not let this happen. Pick it up. I'm not going to beat up an unarmed person today. You can't hurt me even if you have a dagger. You want to fight me with your bare fists? Pick it up. Jie Su had no intention of reacting. He looked at Lin Guo with determination. Lin Guo said, their problem is their problem. Our problem is ours. Don't talk about it like that. At this moment, Su Yun smiled and said to Kan Kong, your brother even threw away his saber. If I still don't give him face, then I'll be stingy. Chong Mo rushed to Kan Kong when she heard Su Yun's words. She tore off a piece of cloth from her clothes and started bandaging the wound on Kan Kong's wrist to stop the bleeding. Kan Kong took a deep breath and said to Chong Mo in a low voice, there's no point. Chong Mo, listen to me. Jie Su and I will attack at the same time. We can buy you at least a minute. You must escape in this minute. You must find our Bola and bring her back. Chong Mo's tears flowed as she bandaged Kan Kong's wound. No, absolutely not. She would rather die with them than live on by herself. Chapter 2338. Chong Mo suddenly stood in front of Su Yun and said, I'll fight you. Give me some time. Once my vital energy that you've sealed is unblocked, I'll fight you. Do you think this is your home? You think you can do whatever you want? Lin Suin was completely displeased. You're just trying to stall for time. If you really have the ability to win against Su Yun, then do you still need to be here? Would you still be captured? This is a problem between me and him. What does it have to do with you? Shut up. Chong Mo was not to be outdone. He said to Lin Suin, if you have the ability, then fight me. You can be my opponent. Let's see which of us will fall first. Lin Suin was even angrier when she heard this. Do you think I don't dare? Let me tell you, this is the Three Lotus Association's territory. This is my home. It's not a place where you can behave atrociously as you please. Su Yun did not want the two of them to continue arguing. Chongma, I will not agree to any of your conditions. I only have one condition today, and that is to get the Ebola virus weapon. As long as I get it, I can guarantee the safety of all of you. Chong Mo was stunned. She looked at Su Yun hesitantly. Don't listen to him. Get the weapon and think of a way to escape. Kan Kong was still insistent. Do you really think she can escape? Su Yun said to Kan Kong, don't be so stubborn. Chong Mo can't escape at all. She doesn't even have the chance to get the weapon. What's the point of our stalemate? In the end, she'll be the only one injured. The only ones who will die are all of you. Kan Kong would not be moved by Su Yun's words. He kept telling himself that Su Yun's goal was to get the Ebola virus weapon. Therefore, he could not take his words seriously. Chong Mo was shaken. Chong Mo, on the other hand, was shaken. She wasn't thinking about these things. She was thinking about reality, a very, very real problem. Kan Kong was constantly losing blood, and it was only a matter of time before he fainted. Gu Li was severely injured by Yuan Fei's punch and suffered severe internal injuries. Nian Yi was even injured by Su Yun to the point that she was still unconscious. The only one left standing was Jie Su, who had lost his dagger. Jie Su had lost his most effective weapon, so he was no match for Su Yun. Even if he had a weapon, so what? Even Remnant had lost to Su Yun. Did Jie Su have a chance of winning? There was no chance at all. There was no chance at all. In such a state, how could Chong Mo compete? Can you really guarantee our safety? Chong Mo asked. Su Yun nodded. Of course. I will arrange for someone to treat his wounds as soon as possible. I will also personally check on the other two. Chong Ma, you can't trust him, Remnant said. You absolutely can't hand Ebola over to him. If you do that, you'll fall into his trap. There's no way he'll save us. Who do you think my brother is? Let me tell you, my brother's words are like a nail in a nail. He won't lie to you. Lin Gu said, believe it or not, it's up to you. Do you really think that we want you to live? Chong Mo said sternly, fine. Su Yun, I promise you. As long as you can guarantee our safety, I'll take you to Ebola. Once we find her, you guarantee our safety and we'll be even. In Chong Mo's eyes, Ebola was worth nothing compared to the lives of his brothers. As long as Su Yun could get them out of here safely, Ebola would be willing to give them anything. You've misunderstood, Su Yun said calmly. I never said that I'd let you leave safely. Did you hear that, Chong Mo? Don't trust him. He won't let us go. Remnant's breath was starting to weaken. He did not dare to move because he was afraid that if he moved too much, his wounds would tear open even more, which would accelerate the bleeding. Chong Mo looked at Su Yun with a puzzled expression. Then what do you mean? What do you want me to do? Didn't you say that you'd guarantee our safety? I only said that I'd guarantee your safety, but I never said that I'd let you leave. Su Yun said, I'm not the kind of person who doesn't keep his word, and I won't use this kind of method that you can't understand. I'll guarantee your safety, but I won't let you leave. Chong Mo was shocked. What's the point of that to me? At the very least, you won't have to watch them die one by one. Su Yun said, otherwise, before the sky turns completely dark, the first person you'll have to say goodbye to will be him. If you lose more than 2 milliliters of blood, there's basically no hope of survival. By then, there's no point in trying to save him. Chong Mo was completely enraged by Su Yun's words. She didn't know what to do now. The mistakes you've made will naturally be punished by the department that should punish you. It has nothing to do with me. Su Yun said, I'm only responsible for catching people. So, you can completely trust me. If I promise you that I'll save them, I'll definitely save them. That guy's meridians were all messed up by Sarutobi's fist. If he doesn't get his meridians adjusted within 3 hours, he will definitely die. I'm not trying to scare you. You can choose not to believe me, but you just have to wait for the results. These words pierced deeply into Chong Mo's ears. She was completely stunned. She really didn't dare to believe that she would watch her brothers die one after another in front of her. What would become of her then? Probably no one would dare to say it. My conditions are that simple, Su Yun said, and there's no room for negotiation. You can choose not to say it, but I'll still catch your people. Even if they die here, I'll still bring their bodies to where I'm supposed to bring them. Chong Mo clenched her fists, her entire body trembling uncontrollably. I believe that even if you don't tell me, as long as the triad is here, even if we dig 3 feet into the ground, as long as it's something we want to find, we'll definitely find it. Su Yun said, You have no other choice. I'm not negotiating with you, I'm just informing you. This is the most beneficial for you. Su Yun actually didn't want to see these people die. They were the most useful when they were alive. Dead people were meaningless. Lin Gu smiled and looked at Su Yun. Brother, do I still want to beat this guy? Of course not. Su Yun said. Jie Su sneered. If you like, I'll accompany you to the end. As long as you don't regret it in the end, it's your win. Stop bragging. Lin Gu said, It's already like this, and you're still pretending to be a big brother? You think you're the only one who's fine, right? Come, let young master make you happy and let you experience young master's prowess. Chong Mo suddenly shouted, That's enough. Su Yun. Save them immediately, I promise you. Are you crazy? Kan Kong glared. You can't do this. We can't give them the item. I am crazy, but I have no choice. Chong Mo said, If I let you all die here, what's the point of getting the item? It's meaningless. Su Yun said, It's good that you understand. This isn't your best choice, but it's your only choice. Stop talking nonsense. Help me save them, Chong Mo said. Brother Dong, arrange for the brothers to help them to their rooms first, Su Yun said. Help Feng Lu to his room too. As for Chiao Wu, I'll have to trouble him for a while. When Feng Lu recovers, we'll ask him for his opinion. Wu Yuandong nodded. Okay. No problem. Pigeon. Heal Feng Lu first. He's the successor of the Flying Ape Fist. We can't let anything happen to him. If anything happens to him, another martial art will be lost. Flying Ape Fist? Not bad. The Eye of Heaven is full of talented people. Lin Gu sighed. Brother, I can't believe they've lasted until now. Feng Lu is helping us. Lin Suyin said speechlessly. Lin Gu was enlightened. It was no wonder that 2 of the 4 experts on the other side had fallen. Big Brother Yun wasn't alone. He had helpers. No wonder. Let him help us save our people first. Chong Mo requested. My people have serious internal injuries too. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten the item yet. This isn't something I can do. Su Yun said, Since I won't do something stupid like releasing a tiger back into the mountains, that means I won't raise a tiger and invite calamity. Chong Mo gritted his teeth and said, Okay. We'll go look for the item immediately. Chapter 2339. We can't go. Kan Kong gritted his teeth and insisted, I'd rather die now than let him get our bola. We can't leave even if he gets what he wants, so why should we listen to him? As he spoke, Kan Kong had already placed the dagger across his throat. All he needed to do was to flick his wrist and he would be dead. Of course, not everyone could commit suicide by slitting their throats like this. If they were not an expert, the pain would cause them to be unable to exert any strength. Out of 10 people who committed suicide by slitting their throats, 8 or 9 of them would fail to do so. In the end, only one of them would be left to suffer. However, Kang Kong was different. He would have no problem cutting his head off if he wanted to. Do you want me to watch you die and then watch him find the thing before I'm satisfied? Chong Mo said, I don't want to, but I have no other choice. What do you want me to do to satisfy you? Kang Kong was completely silent by Chong Mo's words. That was indeed the case. What else could he ask of Chong Mo? For now, Chong Mo had done enough. Chong Mo was thinking for them. Chong Mo was working hard for them, not for himself. If you don't think it's appropriate, we can continue now, Su Yun said. I won't go easy on you just because you're injured. If you really want a quick death, I can give you a quick one too. Kang Kong did not answer Su Yun. He did not know if Su Yun was provoking him or what. Su Yun, I promise you that I'll go with you to find the thing, so don't talk so much nonsense. Tell your people and the people from the Three Lotus Association to take care of them. Chong Mo said. I'm not that generous, Su Yun said. I'll take care of them myself. As he spoke, Su Yun had already taken out his silver needles. Gu Li and Nian Yi had no ability to resist at all. Su Yun immediately sealed the acupuncture points on their backs with the silver needles. When Su Yun pulled out the silver needles, the two completely lost the ability to operate their meridians. What do you mean? They are already like this. Is there a need for you to do this? Chong Mo said angrily. Of course, Su Yun said. Otherwise, I wouldn't have left this place. Then I'll look for it myself. I'll send it to you when I find it. Are you satisfied now? Chong Mo asked again. My apologies. Su Yun, I can't trust your sky's eye. If you get Arbola and use it immediately, everything will be out of control. So I have to go with you. Then I will have to seal their acupuncture points. Chong Mo bit his lips so hard that they almost bled. However, the current situation was not up to them to decide. She had no autonomy at all. Broken Sky probably had no strength left to fight back. He would not be able to recover from the blood loss in a short period of time. The only person who could fight back, Jiesu, had also given up. Since Chong Mo had already made his decision, what else could he say? In order to save their lives, Jiesu was willing to pay any price. Su Yun sealed the acupuncture points of the others so that Sky's Eye could not fight back. Only then could he leave with peace of mind. Otherwise, he did not believe that the other party would not be plotting something else. You've done everything you can. Are you finally satisfied now? Chong Mo said. Can we go now? Su Yun nodded. Let's go. Bro, I'll go with you, Lingo said. The more people we have, the more we can look after each other. There's no need. I can go alone. Su Yun, we still need someone to keep an eye on them. Although I've already sealed their acupuncture points with silver needles, we still have to be careful not to make any mistakes. Regarding Heaven's Eye, Su Yun indeed could not give too much trust. We're already in this state. What are you still worried about? Broken Sky said unhappily. If it weren't for your tricks, we wouldn't be in this state. Lin Gu reprimanded. Can you stop talking so much? Do you know what it means to be a prisoner? Broken Sky used all his strength but could not even clench his fists. He could not accept such humiliation. If it weren't for the fact that he was useless, he would not be willing to be humiliated like this. Chong Mo knew that Broken Sky was arrogant. He would rather die than be humiliated by Lin Ji's attitude. She did not say anything to Lin Gu. Instead, she looked coldly at Su Yun. I hope you can treat them as your guests and not as your prisoners. If your people treat us as prisoners, then I'm sorry, but I will do what a prisoner should do. I will not choose to help you. Su Yun did not reject any of Chong Mo's requests. He nodded. I promise you. Brother, Do you think she's right? She thinks too highly of herself, doesn't she? Lin Gu said unhappily. The winner took it all. Who could be so self-righteous after losing? Wasn't this too unreasonable? They are supposed to be guests. Su Yun said indifferently. Watch your attitude. If you continue to be like this, I will put you in solitary confinement. Lin Gu was speechless. He shrugged and looked at Chong Mo. It was as if he was saying, "Good, you're good. You win. I will not treat you as prisoners." Su Yun said seriously to Chong Mo, "We need to sit down and talk." "There is nothing to talk about," Chong Mo said. "This is only my condition. As long as you agree to my condition, I will agree to yours. We will leave now. I will let you get what you want. This is my promise. I will not go back on my words." Su Yun smiled and said to Wu Yuandong, "Brother Dong, help him determine his blood type and prepare for the blood transfusion. No need to wait for me to come back." Is this appropriate? Wu Yuandong was at a loss. He felt that Su Yun was taking too much of a risk. After all, the other party was not to be trifled with. "Of course it is appropriate," Su Yun said. "They are guests. Didn't I say that just now?" Lin Suin said, "Don't worry. We will take good care of the people here. Once you get what you want, we will ensure that they will be safe. If anything happens, I will also ensure that they will die without a burial place." "Are you threatening me?" Chong Mo looked at Lin Suin coldly. "You don't have to say that to me. It's up to you whether you want to listen or not." Lin Suin said, "I will treat them as my guests, but I have never said that I will treat you as my guest. Until you hand over the things to Su Yun and come back obediently, you are still not someone that the Three Lotus Association should treat kindly." Chong Mo walked out without looking back. "Then I will wait for you to treat me kindly." The Heaven's eyes were truly ruthless. The place where they hid the items was extremely secretive. If it wasn't for Chong Mo leading the way and recognizing the markings they made, it would be impossible to find it in such a short period of time. It could be said that if Chong Mo had not agreed, Su Yun would have had to dig up the entire Taiwan island a third time before he could find the things. When Chong Mo found the Ebola virus and brought it to Su Yun breathed a sigh of relief. He quickly opened the thing to take a look. The Ebola virus weapon was in perfect condition. There was no problem at all. Su Yun's heart, which had been in his throat for many days, was finally at ease. "The things are in perfect condition." Chong Mo said, "I also hope that they are in perfect condition. If anything happens to any of them, I will do whatever it takes to make you." "There is no point in saying this now." Su Yun interrupted Chong Mo, "You can't do anything to me no matter what it takes. Besides, I will definitely do what I promised you. You don't have to worry so much. Let's go. When we get back, we will see if they are still safe. As long as they cooperate, I believe there will be no trouble." At this time, a subtle change had occurred in Chong Mo's body. She could clearly feel that her sealed vital energy was now flowing freely. In that moment, she even felt as if her whole body had been sublimated. It was this inexplicable feeling that made her feel very comfortable. Seeing Su Yun's back, a murderous intent rose in Chong Mo's heart. As long as she could control Su Yun, wouldn't she be able to regain all the initiative? Yes. As long as Su Yun was under his control, then there wouldn't be any problems. Chong Mo attacked without hesitation. She directly attacked Su Yun's back with her palm. Chapter 2340. Su Yun appeared to be defenseless, but the moment Zhang Mo made his move, he suddenly turned around and grabbed Zhang Mo's wrist tightly in his own hand. Although Chong Mo's chi had recovered, she was still no match for Su Yun with her current strength. It was normal for Su Yun to subdue her. "You!" Chong Mo opened her mouth wide in shock. She never thought that Su Yun had been guarding against her all this time. Otherwise, she would have had a chance to strike. Su Yun said calmly, "I know better than anyone when you will recover. I was the one who injected you, so I won't forget. Chong Emo struggled for a while, but seeing that Su Yun still had no intention of letting go, she said coldly, "Then what do you want?" "What do you think I want?" Su Yun said, "I just want to take back the Ebola virus weapon. The one who wants to do that is you, not me. Since we've already agreed, why do you have to attack?" Chong Emo snorted. Of course, she had to make a final struggle. This was her last chance. If she could hurt Su Yun and subdue Su Yun, then they could make a deal. Unfortunately, she was too useless. She was no match for Su Yun. Su Yun didn't even need to waste any energy to subdue her. "Take it back. This thing originally belonged to us." "You're not taking it back." Chong Emo said, "You're robbing us. If you say that, then this thing originally didn't belong to you. It belonged to the person who developed it." Su Yun said, "But this thing's existence is a threat to all of humanity, so I won't let it belong to anyone. It can only belong to destruction." Chong Emo frowned. She didn't expect Su Yun to say something like that. Belong to destruction? Didn't he want to get the Ebola virus weapon? It meant power and wealth. "Do you know how much it's worth? You actually said you want to destroy it?" Chong Emo laughed. "Do you know how much money was spent to develop it? Do you know how many weaponsmiths and virus specialists have worked hard to develop this? You actually said you want to destroy it? Ha ha ha, Su Yun, you are really naive. I don't care how much it's worth or how much effort it took. Su Yun, in my eyes, it shouldn't exist. It's worthless to me. Do you know how many people would go crazy just to get it?" Chong Emo said, "How dare you say you want to destroy it?" Su Yun flung Chong Mo's hand away. "I'm telling you for the last time, I don't care how many people go crazy trying to get it, it will be destroyed." Su Yun said, "I will never allow such things to exist in this world. This is my principle." Chong Emo was stunned. After a while he asked, "Why?" "Because it's really not easy for a civilized society to develop to this day. Although there are too many disappointing situations, it's also full of beautiful things that people yearn for, isn't it? Su Yun, your heavens I can only see evil, but not beautiful things. This is your sorrow. No, there's nothing beautiful in this world." Chong Emo said, "Everything is sad." "Then your heaven's eye is even more sad. Su Yun, Chong Emo, wake up. I know that you're not bad at all. Not only you, but everyone in heaven's eye, you're not bad at all. You're not the kind of people who want to kill the innocent. It's just that someone is using you to create these massacres." Chong Emo shouted at Su Yun, "I won't allow you to slander Father. He has never used us. He just doesn't want us to be hurt again. He doesn't want anyone else to be hurt like us. He doesn't want this world to be filled with evil and ugliness." Su Yun saw that he was agitated and didn't continue to say anything too radical. "The world can't only be beautiful. If there's yin, there's yang. The world is like that. If there's day, there's night. Even if the whole world is a believer of heaven's eye, it won't change this. Then we'll do our best to change all of this. I don't believe we can't change it." Chong Emo said, "If 10 years isn't enough, we'll use 100 years. If 100 years isn't enough, we'll use 1,000 years. Someone will change all of this." "That's just a fantasy. What's a utopia? There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. It's just a sustenance. A society that doesn't exist but only sustenance. That's just a fantasy." Su Yun, "I know that you utopian socialists believe that the ideal society of socialism should be built on the basis of human reason and justice. There shouldn't be any evil. Even private ownership shouldn't exist. But is that possible?" Chong Mo looked at Su Yun. "Why is it impossible? Why is it impossible?" Su Yun laughed bitterly. "Then let me tell you. There will always be a gap between the rich and the poor in this world. It doesn't matter if it's a capitalist society or a socialist society. The ideal society of socialism is just empty talk. It doesn't exist at all. Let's talk about the Hua Xia. Do you know when it'll truly become rich? It'll be after the contracting system. It'll be after the existence of private ownership. Chong Mo said, as long as evil is eliminated, no one will want private ownership. A truly fair society will then exist. Impossible. You want Ma Yun, Li Yanhong, Ma Huateng, and Wang Jianlin to share their wealth equally with the rest of the world? That's impossible. There's only one way to do that. That's when the relevant departments of the country calculate per capita income. At that time, they'll share it equally with everyone, letting everyone know that, oh, it's actually possible to earn so much on average. Su Yun. Apart from that, those hundreds of billions of assets will only belong to one person. Then all the more reason to eliminate it. Chong Mo said, the gap between the rich and the poor is the source of evil. Su Yun. Wrong, that's not it. Man's bad nature is the source of evil. Why do so many people hate the rich instead of creating their own wealth? When they see other people's money, they think there's a shady deal behind it. It's not that shady deals don't exist, but they definitely don't exist. Isn't that right? Chong Mo shook his head. Whatever you say. In any case, I'm already your prisoner. What else can I say? Even if I want to create that kind of utopia, it's just a fantasy. You won't let us go at all. What's there to talk about? Let's go. I believe that one day you'll understand. Su Yun said. Chong Mo was startled. Don't tell me you want to imprison us? Who are you? I'm from Huaxia. Su Yun. Huaxia's soldiers. As long as it's to protect the country, I'll do anything you need me to do without hesitation. No wonder. Chong Mo's face revealed an imperceptible smile. No wonder Father said that no matter who you offend, never offend Huaxia's soldiers. Because they're the worst people in the world to provoke. Today I've finally seen it for myself. I just didn't expect Huaxia's soldiers to imprison us. Su Yun, you're overthinking it. I won't imprison you. Instead, I'll hand you over to Huaxia's highest court to sentence you. You've done something you shouldn't have done. You'll be punished accordingly. Then you might as well kill us now. When the time comes, we'll die anyway. Chong Mo sneered. I really shouldn't have believed your nonsense. I should have believed you when you said you'd guarantee our safety. You'll only guarantee our safety before we're sentenced to death. Su Yun shook his head. No, your situation is special. I believe there'll be a fair judgment. Fair? Chong Mo said. Is there any fair place in this world? Let me tell you, it's not that Heaven's Eye doesn't believe in the law. It's that he doesn't believe in those who have the right to enforce the law. There are too many degenerates among the law enforcers. They've already tarnished the law. Su Yun. That's an exception. There will always be people who stand up for justice and the law. Haven't you heard the news from a while ago? There was a murder case in Shandong. The victim's neck was stabbed 5 times, a total of 7 times. The main artery was cut, and a third of the neck was cut. The police actually ruled it a suicide. They said the victim placed the knife on the table and then used his neck to rub it. Don't you think that's funny? Chapter 2341. It seems that the police and the Economic Investigation Department of the Criminal Police Force are all people with no common sense. Committing suicide by cutting one's throat is not like what is shown on TV, where you are finished with one stab. Because after the stab, the person's trachea will be cut, and they will fall into spasms and convulsions. They will not be able to stand up due to blood loss, let alone continue to cut their throats. At that time, they can only wait for death in pain, Chong Mo said. Su Yun did not say anything. He had also read the report about this, and he indeed found it very ridiculous. Perhaps the entire police force was ruined because of such people. There were always so many people who misunderstood the police force and thought that the police force was useless, and it was not without reason. There were good police officers. Qin Wan was one. Li Guang was one too. Many people were like that, and they were willing to sacrifice their lives for the cause of public security. Unfortunately, there would always be a few pieces of rat poop that would ruin this pot of porridge. How many pieces of rat poop were there? Or more than 10. Or more than 10. Or, in this pot of porridge, there were only a few pieces, or dozens of pieces like Li Guang and Qin Wan and the rest were all rat poop? Su Yun did not dare to say this, and he also did not dare to make a judgment easily. He had once lost his brother because of the betrayal of the higher-ups in the police force. His impression of the police force had always been bad, and he even hated it. It was not until Qin Wan-er's appearance that he changed his opinion. Later, Li Guang's actions during his undercover period made Su Yun admire him even more. But because of such a nonsensical report, Su Yun once again felt that it was too ridiculous, too ridiculous. Regarding this point, Su Yun had nothing to refute. There were indeed a small number of police officers who were useless, and they definitely did not do anything. In addition to bullying the people, in addition to colluding with the underworld forces, every day they indulged in wine and women, and tipped off the bathrooms or massage places with special services. It became their job instead. Perhaps, guys, I wanted to kill all of these people in one breath, right? If it were not for the fact that Huaxia was a forbidden place, who knew how many of these derelict scum would have died in the hands of Sky's Eye? Perhaps it was because their father knew that there were too many people like them in Huaxia. There were countless people who used a little bit of power to bully the people. There were also countless people who had nothing to do but eat from the treasury every day. Even his classmates and friends had the same story. A certain student who was ignorant, incompetent, or even a little retarded would go to a certain bureau, a certain department, a certain committee, a certain university after graduation. Just because a certain student's father was a certain leader, or even because a certain student's uncle, second uncle, or third aunt was a certain leader, everything could be arranged. In some cities, there was a relationship like this. The mayor's sister-in-law was the wife of the political and legal secretary, the political and legal secretary's son-in-law was the nephew of the police chief, and the nephew's brother-in-law was the son of a local bully. The son's mother was the cousin of the mayor's sister-in-law, and the brother-in-law was the CEO of the biggest real estate company in the city. He would eat and drink with the secretary all day long, and of course, it was mainly to study how to operate a certain piece of land. This was the society of Huaxia. This was the messy network of relationships in Huaxia. Some young people who had just entered the official career would often say that they had lost all chances of promotion because of one wrong sentence. In fact, it wasn't because they said the wrong thing, nor was it because they didn't have enough monetary gifts. It was because the person who was competing with them for promotion was the relative of a certain F*king leader. It was that F*ket up. Do you know why those samurai in Japan commit seppuku? Because the pain of seppuku is far less than cutting the throat. Also, the courage required to cut the throat is astonishing. The psychological pressure is much greater than seppuku. Chong Mo continued, a 24-year-old young mother can actually cut her own head open with 5 slashes. Even the Japanese samurai who thinks their willpower is the best in the world probably can't do it. This kind of thing happens occasionally. It doesn't represent everything. Su Yun said, you don't have to think too much about it. Chong Mo snorted, I don't have to think too much about it? How many of these things have the Chinese police done? Death from hiding in the prison, death from choking on water in the police station, death from falling into a pond and being bitten to death by fish. It's a waste of talent if the police in China who can come up with these conclusions don't write novels. Oh, no, even if they write novels, no one will read it. It's illogical. Even a primary school student who has read Detective Conan wouldn't believe the conclusions of these professional investigators, right? Occasional societal situations don't represent everything. Su Yun still insisted. This is because society has developed and the internet has developed. That's why it's reported so quickly. Chong Mo said, and these people who are reported don't have a strong background. The lawless things done by people with strong backgrounds won't be reported at all. Enough. Su Yun said, now is not the time for me to talk about societal situations with you. Chong Mo snorted, you don't dare to talk to me, because you have nothing to talk about. There's nothing to support you. How many positive things are there in the world that you haven't seen? Su Yun said, You call yourselves heaven's eyes, but you've blinded your own eyes. You've made yourselves unable to see anything. You've made yourselves ignorant. Only seeing evil will lead you to evil in the end. People who walk different paths can't work together. We really have nothing to talk about. Chong Mo said, Su Yun, you've won this time. You've gotten the thing and you've gotten the person. Everything we have has become yours. But don't think about changing my point of view. Don't think about changing Heaven's Eyes' point of view. Although we'll die, Heaven's Eyes won't. Su Yun knew in his heart that they weren't the root of Heaven's Eyes. The root of Heaven's Eyes was still in a place unknown to them. Forget it. This matter could be solved slowly in the future. Now wasn't the time to think about so many things. The first thing Su Yun had to consider now was to protect the Ebola virus weapon. Everything else could wait until this matter was over before talking about it. After the two of them returned, Chong Mo's first request was to meet the four of them. This time, Su Yun didn't seal Chong Mo's vital energy. He knew that Jie Su's vital energy had been sealed. Now, only Chong Mo could help Gu Li and Nian Yi regain consciousness. If he wanted to help Gu Li and Nian Yi, there was no possibility of Chong Mo retaining his vital energy. Su Yun took a deep breath. Heaven's Eyes and the other four were no longer a threat. They could rush back to Hong Kong and Macau as soon as possible. They had to bring Gu Ming back. This was also an explanation to the Hong Kong and Macau police. Li Guang's years of undercover work hadn't been in vain. Wang Jinjin was dead and Gu Ming was arrested. Everything seemed to be perfect. Yang Qi had been very emotional. To be honest, she really didn't expect things to go so smoothly. Apart from the excitement of the matter being resolved, she also had her own grievances and heartache. After all, Gu Ming's fate was something Yang Qi had never dared to imagine. After Su Yun returned, Lin Ge had already treated Feng Shui's injuries and controlled his shaken meridians. Although Feng Shui still needed to slowly recover, his basic movements were no longer a problem. Chao Kaiyu had been begging for mercy. He hoped that Lin Suyin would let him go and give him a chance. In the future, when he was gay, they could still work together. However, Lin Suyin didn't care about him and locked him up. As for this person, Su Yun felt that he should let Feng Shui deal with him. After all, he was the one who tricked Feng Shui. It couldn't be better to let Feng Shui deal with him. Most importantly, Feng Shui wouldn't go overboard. Although people like Chao Kaiyu deserved to die, Su Yun still felt that such people should be dealt with by the law. Sooner or later, he would expose himself and be punished. He believed that this incident at the logging company would slowly lead to all of Chao Kaiyu's crimes. Su Yun didn't need to deliberately pay attention to this guy. Chapter 2342. When everyone gathered for dinner, the atmosphere was not as relaxed and cheerful as one would imagine. It seemed that everyone had their own thoughts. Lin Suyin's reaction was the most obvious. She knew what the end of the matter meant. It meant that Su Yun had left. Once Su Yun left, she didn't know when he would come to Taiwan again. After all, Su Yun had been busy dealing with things in Taiwan for the past few days. He didn't have a good chat with her, so she was really unwilling. It wasn't that Su Yun couldn't see this. Lin Ge also reminded him many times during dinner. Even Lin Ge could see that something was wrong with Lin Suyin, let alone Su Yun. After dinner, Lin Ge personally kept watch. Even if the people of Sky Eye were injured and their true chi was sealed by Su Yun's silver needle, he still felt uneasy. He was afraid that they would cause trouble at the most critical moment. Not long after Su Yun returned to his room, Lin Suyin knocked on the door and came in. She brought in a bowl of rock sugar olive soup. The taste was very special. What is this? Su Yun was stunned. He really didn't drink this thing. You drank so much tonight. I think you need to sober up. Lin Suyin said, olives have been a good medicine for sobering up since ancient times. Su Yun smiled slightly and took it. Although he didn't need to sober up, he still drank this bowl of rock sugar olives. He didn't want to waste Lin Suin's kindness. After all, it was hard for her to make it. Thank you, Su Yun, this thing is quite delicious. That means you have a heavy taste. I don't like this taste very much, Lin Suin said, but I know this thing is effective. So although I don't think it tastes good, I still made it for you. Su Yun was really touched. After all, Lin Suin was the young miss of the Three Lotus Association. Now, she was the president of the Three Lotus Association. She must have never been in the kitchen since she was young. Although the taste of this thing was not very good, he still drank it without leaving a single drop behind. Are you planning to leave tomorrow? Lin Suin went straight to the point. Su Yun nodded. Yes, because we have to bring Gu Ming back to Hong Kong and Macau first. After all, his mistake should be dealt with by the people of Hong Kong and Macau. Then, what about that sea rat? Lin Suin asked, are we really going to let him go? Or, should we bring him back as well? Although his crime is not small, since I promised him and he helped me retrieve the item from the sea, then I will keep my promise. Su Yun, the Ebola virus was hidden in that place by Gu Ming. If it wasn't for this sea rat's ability, it wouldn't have been so easy to take it out. Lin Suin nodded. Alright, I'll arrange for him to leave and give him some money. Let him turn over a new leaf. Su Yun said, if he continues to run amok in the future and falls into my hands again, I'm afraid it won't be so simple. I think he won't dare to do it again. After Lin Suin finished speaking, she paused for a moment. Then after you go to Hong Kong and Macau to deal with the matter, what else are you going to do? If there's nothing else, then go back to Taiwan and stay for a few more days. Lin Ge has just rushed over. You can't let him leave with you immediately, right? Then let him stay here and play with you for a few days. Su Yun said, I still have to bring the 4 people of Skies Eye back to the mainland. After all, this matter is too serious. It's not a small problem. It can't be solved so easily. Lin Suin took a deep breath. Then he definitely won't stay to play. You have to escort the 5 people of Skies Eye alone. He won't be at ease even if you beat him to death. The people of Skies Eye are already injured. Those who have their vital energy sealed by me can't do anything. Su Yun said, there won't be any danger. I can handle it myself. That's what you think. We won't think so. Lin Suin said, even if Lin Ge can be at ease with this matter, I won't be at ease. I will never let you face the 5 of them alone. If something goes wrong, the consequences will be unimaginable. Su Yun smiled. What Lin Suin said was really right. Perhaps only he would be at ease with this decision. The others would definitely not agree. The 2 didn't know why, but they suddenly became silent. No one knew what to say. The whole atmosphere became a little awkward. In this way, both of them wanted to say something first, but they both hoped that the other party would start a topic first so that they wouldn't have to speak so awkwardly. This situation lasted for more than a minute. In the end, Lin Suin couldn't hold back the atmosphere and spoke first. If you leave this time, the next time you come, it will be too curved. Can you not bring the mission? If you come with the mission, I feel that it's very unlike you. Su Yun smiled and said, it's not that serious, right? Of course it is. Lin Suin said, you have been so serious these days. I feel like I can't breathe when I stand next to you. Then, maybe the matter this time is really serious. Su Yun, after all, the Ebola virus weapon is too dangerous. It really can't be lost. So after the thing was taken away by the people of Sky, I always felt that something was wrong. Yeah. Lin Suin said, so you became not cute at all. You're too serious. Su Yun laughed and said, I have tried my best to maintain my state. But I still like the more relaxed you. I don't want you to do such dangerous things again. Lin Suin said, I really don't know why. Since there are so many people like you in the place where you grew up, why don't you let them do this kind of mission? Do you have to do it? They also have their own things to do. Su Yun, each of us has our own mission. Each of us has a different role. Then your role is also the biggest, Lin Suyin said. When Su Yun thought of this, he still missed the days when he was with his brothers. He was very happy in those days. Everyone carried out any mission together. As they grew up, they began to separate and began to carry out group missions. And as they matured, they began to carry out different individual missions. As time passed day by day, they began to become more and more independent. Many times, they had to learn to face dangers that belonged to them alone. At that time, they did not have the support of their brothers. That kind of feeling was indeed very helpless. For Su Yun's undercover mission this time, if it were not for Li Guang, Su Yun really did not know how long he could have lasted. That kind of feeling was really worse than death. It was very torturous. The reason why Su Yun admired Li Guang so much was that as an ordinary police officer, he could actually sacrifice so much for the noble public security cause in his heart. That kind of spirit was something Su Yun did not even dare to think about. If all the police in Huaxia were like Li Guang, and all of them were able to engrave their responsibilities in their hearts, then what would society be like? At least there would not be so many people who would feel disgusted, panic, and commit all kinds of crimes when they heard the word police. They would feel that the black and white police were one family. Those who discredited the word police should really take a look at those great people who did not hesitate to pay any price for the public security cause. That kind of greatness was worthy of being called a hero. And those who neglected their duties and abused their power would always be scum. No matter what kind of skin they put on, it could not hide the smell of scum. Not knowing when, Lin Suyin leaned her head on Su Yun's shoulder. She just leaned on Su Yun's shoulder quietly, without saying a word. Su Yun also did not move, allowing Lin Suyin to find that kind of security on his body. Perhaps this was what a man should do. It was said that women were materialistic animals that only recognized money and not people. In fact, if there was a man who could give her a sense of security and dependence, then women did not need anything. Really, this was also the reason why so many poor love scammers could cheat money, sex, and everything from women. It was because these scammers were very clear that what women needed was a sense of security and dependence. Even if these things were fake, the intelligence of a woman who was in love would not be able to see through it. It could also be said that there was really no such man in the world, because men were all smelly men. Once a woman had that kind of perfect man around her, she should also be vigilant to see if this was a scam. Chapter 2343. In this way, Lin Suyin even fell asleep because she knew that Su Yun was not that kind of liar. He was a man worth relying on and trusting. It was just that this man's heart did not stay with her. She also knew that it was just her wishful thinking, but she was still willing. In Lin Suyin's world, no other man could walk in, because she did not know when. Su Yun had been deeply imprinted in the deepest and weakest part of her heart. Su Yun did not wake her up. After Lin Suyin fell asleep, he carried her to the bed. He knew that she was tired. After he came to Taiwan, Lin Suyin was really tired. She really did a lot of things for him. Perhaps the things she did were not important in the eyes of many people. Perhaps the things he did were not important in the eyes of many people. But without everything she did, everything would not be solved so smoothly. Lin Suyin played a key role in many things. Without her, he would not know about Xiao Kaiyu. Without knowing about Xiao Kaiyu, he would not be able to open Gu Ming's mouth. All of this was because of Lin Suyin, so he could do it so smoothly. Thank you. Su Yun laid Lin Suyin flat on the bed. He would guard her and let her have a good sleep after letting go of everything in her heart. He would let her forget all the pressure he brought to her, forget all the unhappiness, and forget all the troubles. Su Yun couldn't sleep. He was apologetic, but he didn't know how to express his apology clearly. The only thing he could do was to quietly guard her and let her have a good sleep. The next morning, Yang Qi woke up very early. She was like Su Yun. She did not sleep because there was still something in her heart that could not be put down. Although the people of Sky's Eye were guarded by Lin Gu, she still could not be at ease. She was afraid that she would only be able to be at ease when everything returned to Hong Kong and Macau. Su Yun also walked out of the room early. Lin Gu saw that they did not have enough rest. He smiled and said, "Brother, why are you not as energetic as me when you sleep? I saw big sister Su Yin go to your room last night and she hasn't come out yet. What did you guys do last night?" "Kid, don't talk nonsense." Su Yun glared at Lin Gu. Because Lin Gu didn't know about the special situation between Su Yun and Yang Qi, he didn't have any scruples. Yang Qi looked a little embarrassed because Lin Ji's words reminded her of what had happened that night. It was something she would never forget for the rest of her life. But that was just a mission. She kept telling herself that it was just a mission, and she had no choice. Therefore, she wouldn't let Su Yun be responsible for anything, and she didn't want Su Yun to feel any kind of psychological pressure. She didn't want everything to be too complicated, so she had to start with herself. She forced herself to suppress her inner thoughts and let herself treat everything that had happened as if nothing had happened. Seeing that Su Yun was really angry, Lin Gu didn't dare to say anything more. He also felt Yang Qi's embarrassment, so Lin Gu knew that there must be some secret that couldn't be said. "When are we leaving today?" Lin Gu quickly changed the topic in order to avoid the awkwardness between the three of them. Su Yun glanced at Yang Qi. This was also the question he wanted to ask. "I have already asked the leader. They have already contacted the people in the Taiwan police station. They will arrange a plane to send us back," Yang Qi said. "Because it's a big deal, it will take too long to take a boat. In order to avoid any accidents, they prepared a plane for us. It's faster." Su Yun nodded. This was really thoughtful. "That's quite generous. What kind of plane did you arrange?" Lin Gu asked. "Are you taking a passenger plane with the passengers?" "Of course not," Yang Qi said. Yang Qi said, "It's a private jet, but it's enough for all of us. You can rest assured that everything has been arranged properly. Moreover, the authorities here don't know what we're bringing back, nor do they know who we're bringing back, so there won't be any risk. Then let's fill our stomachs first. After a while, we will say goodbye to our friends from the Three Lotus Association, and then we will leave. This time, it's all thanks to them." Su Yun said, "I really should have drunk a few more glasses yesterday to thank them." "You drank a lot yesterday," Yang Qi said, "but speaking of which, your alcohol tolerance is really terrifying." While the three people were chatting, Lin Suyin and Wu Yuandong woke up one after another. When Lin Suyin woke up and saw that she was in Su Yun's room, she didn't come back to her senses for a while. Soon, when she reacted, she found that Su Yun was gone. She thought that Su Yun had left, so she quickly ran out of the room. When Lin Suyin saw Su Yun and the others, she was relieved. It turned out that Su Yun didn't leave without saying goodbye. He just woke up earlier. Even now, Lin Suyin didn't realize that she hadn't changed her clothes since last night. She didn't even wash her face. It was Lin Gu who reminded her. Lin Suyin quickly ran back to her room to take a shower. "Brother, you are really Lu Xiaowei." When Lin Gu saw Lin Suyin's state, he completely believed that nothing happened last night. Lin Suyin's clothes weren't wrinkled, and her hair wasn't messy. This was definitely not the state that happened after something happened. Su Yun helplessly glared at him. "If you feel that your mouth is too idle, then go to the restaurant to eat something and drink something first. Otherwise, your mouth won't be able to stay idle and spout nonsense." "Is this considered spouting nonsense?" "I'm telling the truth." As Lin Gu spoke, he quickly avoided Su Yun's attack range. "I stayed up all night. I'm really a little hungry. I'm going to eat first. Do you want to come with me?" During breakfast, everyone didn't have many words of farewell. Everything seemed very calm. After everyone had eaten breakfast, the car arranged by the Taiwan police had arrived. After Su Yun bid farewell to Lin Suyin and Wu Yuandong, he went to check on Feng Lu. As Feng Lu needed to rest for 2 days in order to quickly recover and rush back to Chongbai Mountain, he couldn't go with Su Yun and the others. Then, Gu Ming was escorted by Yang Qi, while Tian Yen and the others were escorted by Lin Gu. All of them sat in the car arranged by the Taiwan police. Su Yun personally carried the black suitcase containing the Ebola virus weapon. This time, if anyone wanted to take it away from him, they would have to chop off his hand. Otherwise, no one would be able to take the suitcase away from Su Yun's hands again. Lin Suyin and Wu Yuandong were worried about their safety on the road, so they specially arranged for more than 10 cars from the Three Lotus Association to escort them. They followed the cars all the way to the airport and watched as Su Yun and the others boarded the small plane. Since the flight route had been arranged, all Su Yun and the others had to do was to quietly wait for the plane to fly back to Hong Kong and Macau. Until the plane took off and disappeared from sight, Lin Suyin was still reluctant to leave the airport. "Miss, we should go," Wu Yuandong said. "Don't worry, Su Yun will definitely come to Taiwan to play in the future. I can guarantee that this kid is very playful. If he doesn't come back to Taiwan to play, he will definitely not be willing." "Don't comfort me," Lin Suyin said. "It's not like you don't know my character. This is nothing. Whether he comes back or not, it's not up to you to decide. It's just that as long as he comes back, I will be ready to pick him up at any time. No matter what kind of help he needs, the Three Lotus Association will always stand up and help him at all costs." Wu Yuandong smiled slightly. "Even if you don't say it, I will definitely do that. Let's go back. It's impossible to see the plane coming back here." "Let's go," Lin Suyin said. "We still have a lot of things to deal with when we go back." Su Yun said that C. Rat made a contribution, so we will send him to Canada according to his request. As for Chow Kai-yu, I will starve him for 2 more days. When Feng Luo's internal injury is almost healed, he will be handed over to Feng Luo. "Mrs. Wise," Wu Yuandong said. Lin Suyin snorted. "Brother Dong, how did you learn to flatter Su Yun in just a few days? This is not your style. It seems that Su Yun's arrival has made you feel much better." "Of course." Wu Yuandong breathed a sigh of relief. "I am also a person who misses my brother very much." Chapter 2344. Didn't the people on the plane also want to stay for a few days to relax? However, the thing in Su Yun's hand was too important. He had to solve all this as soon as possible. It didn't take much time to fly from Taiwan to Hong Kong and Macau. Yang Qi, who hadn't slept all night, couldn't take it anymore. She closed her eyes and rested. She would succeed once she brought these people back. Lin Gu also yawned. He was very sleepy after getting on the plane. After all, he didn't rest after flying to Taiwan yesterday. Now, he still wanted to follow. Su Yun wanted him to stay in Taiwan for a few days, but as Lin Suyin said, Lin Gu refused. He didn't feel at ease letting Su Yun handle this matter alone. Even if they were all injured and their true energy was sealed by silver needles, there were 5 people after all. After all, they had the Sky Eye. Therefore, Lin Gu was determined to escort them back to Yanjing with Su Yun. Only then would he feel at ease. "Sleep for a while if you're sleepy." "Su Yun, I'm here. Besides, we're all on the plane. There won't be any accidents." "Then you should sleep for a while, brother." Lin Gu said. "I'm okay. I'm not that sleepy. I'm just a little tired." At this moment, an airflow made the plane tremble violently. This small private plane was different from large passenger planes. The smaller the plane, the less it could withstand the airflow. In other words, the smaller the plane was, the more unstable it was, and the easier it was to have an accident. As long as they didn't take Malaysia Airlines passenger planes, generally, large passenger planes would never have an accident. Flight accidents were all small private planes. As the airflow became stronger and stronger, there was even lightning outside. This sudden change of weather was indeed a bit unexpected. Today's weather forecast showed that it was sunny and windy. "You all prepare your parachute bags first. We seem to have some trouble," the co-pilot informed several people in time. He and the captain had indeed never encountered such a sudden weather situation. It was really a bit unexpected. Everyone quickly readied their parachutes. This sudden incident was indeed frightening. However, the pilot was very experienced. and he quickly made adjustments to avoid the minefields where the airflow was turbulent. However, the weather cleared up within 2 minutes as if nothing had happened. "Everything is fine now. Everyone can be at ease. Everything's fine now." This news finally allowed everyone to heave a sigh of relief. However, at this moment, Jie-su suddenly did something unbelievable. The people of Skies I had all received professional training, so they didn't think that skydiving was dangerous at all. They also knew the structure of the plane like the back of their hands. They knew where to turn on the safety precautions and then they could open the hatch. That's right, Jie Hypocrite had done such a crazy thing. The cabin door of the plane opened, and the huge airflow immediately made people feel a huge suction force outside the door. Fortunately, because of the airflow, they had fastened their seatbelts, so they were not sucked out by the sudden suction force. However, the people from heavens I seem to have been prepared. When Jie opened the hatch, all of them unbuckled their seatbelts. Su Yun quickly grabbed Chong Mo. Kan Kong, Gu Li, and Nian Yi were sucked out of the plane together with Jie-su. Damn it! Su Yun cursed in his heart. He had considered so many accidents and possibilities, but he never expected the people from Heaven's Eye to do something so crazy. Just now, all of them had put on their parachutes. That was why they dared to jump down so recklessly. Moreover, the tacit understanding between the people from Heavens Eye really surprised Su Yun. It was just a small action, and everyone immediately realized how they should act and how to cooperate. If it weren't for Su Yun's quick reaction, Chong Mo would have flown out as well. Then, the people from Heavens I would have completely escaped from Su Yun. When Gu Ming saw this scene, he immediately wanted to follow suit. Although he didn't know where he would land if he jumped from this place, and whether he could survive, there was still some hope. If he was brought back, he would definitely be sentenced to death. However, Yang Qi's reaction wasn't slow either. Before Gu Ming could unbuckle his seatbelt, she took out her handcuffs and handcuffed them to her own wrists. Gu Ming's hand that was about to unbuckle his seatbelt stopped. He raised his head and glanced at Yang Qi. Without saying a word, he lowered his head silently. Closed the hatch. Under Su Yun's signal, Lin Gu took a deep breath and steadied his body. He carefully unbuckled his seatbelt, and risked flying out of the plane. Bit by bit, he moved over and finally closed the hatch after a Herculean effort. The cabin was already in a mess. Yang Qi and Chong Mo's hair were messed up. "Are you people from Heaven's Eye crazy?" Lin Gu cursed after closing the hatch. "You're all F*King suicidal. Do you want everyone to die with you before you're happy?" Bastards. They were really bastards. Lin Gu couldn't tolerate this no matter what. What the F*** was this? "Su Yun, let go of me," Chong Mo said coldly. If Su Yun hadn't grabbed her, she would have escaped from the plane long ago. Now that everyone had gone out and she was the only one left, she really didn't feel good in her heart. Su Yun realized one thing. Although they all suffered internal injuries, the true chi that was sealed by him seemed to be unsealed. It didn't restrict their movement speed or any other situation. This escape plan was premeditated by the Heaven's Eye. They were just waiting for the right opportunity. Su Yun's guess was right. Yesterday, Chong Mo didn't use her own vital chi to heal their injuries. Instead, she helped Jie-su break open the sealed meridians Su Yun had sealed for him. This allowed his meridians to be unblocked and his vital chi unblocked. This way, Jie-su helped the others break open Su Yun's sealed meridians. Everyone was using their own vital chi to heal their injuries. Jie-su and Chong Mo were only assisting. This allowed them to recover to a certain extent and regain the ability to move. That was why today's escape had been so successful. "You guys planned this from the start," Su Yun said calmly. "It seems like I really shouldn't have trusted Heaven's Eye." "It's too late for you to know this now. They've already left," Chong Mo said proudly. Su Yun pointed at the black suitcase in his hand, "But the thing is in my hands. They all have internal injuries after jumping from such a high place. It's doubtful whether they'll survive in the end. Maybe they'll be knocked unconscious by the airflow and die in mid-air. They'll be fed to the sharks if they fall into the sea, Lin Ge said unhappily. Let me tell you, I'm a jinx. Whatever I say, it always comes true. Chong Mo glared hatefully at Lin Ge, as if afraid that everything he said would become the truth. Seeing Su Yun and Lin Ji's gloomy expressions, Yang Qi did not do anything to help and apologized in embarrassment. You were able to stop this guy in time. That's already very impressive, Su Yun said. He could only blame himself for being too careless. It had nothing to do with anyone else. Fortunately, although 4 of Heaven's Eyes people had escaped, our bowler was still in his hands. Moreover, Chong Mo was still alive. Su Yun could only comfort himself in this way. They won't die. They'll all live, and they'll all live well, Chong Mo said. Su Yun, kill me if you dare. I can guarantee that my death won't be in vain. They'll definitely avenge me. Su Yun looked at Chong Mo. Why would I kill you? I never said I wanted to kill you. If they come looking for me, that's for the best. I'm really afraid that they won't come. If they can't beat us once, they won't be able to beat us 2 or 3 times, Lin Ge said. It doesn't matter how many times they come. We'll kill them every time they come. Every time they come, I'll kill one of your people. I'd like to see how many of your Heaven's Eyes people want to die. Shut up. Chong Mo hated Lin Ge to the bone. Every word that came out of that guy's mouth was piercing. It was hard for her to accept. Lin Ge wanted to anger her on purpose. I won't shut up. What can you do about it? Not only will I not shut up, but I've also been blessed. Whatever I say will be true. It'll be good enough if one of the 4 of them survives. The rest will definitely be drowned in the sea. Stop dreaming. Su Yun looked at Lin Ge. Enough. You don't have to say any more. There's no point in saying these things now. Lin Ge stuck out his tongue and stopped bickering with Chong Mo. Chapter 23:45. No one dared to imagine that Skies I would do such a crazy thing. Behind this crazy action, there was indeed a huge danger. Chong Mo knew very well that even if Lin Ge didn't say those words, she still wouldn't be at peace. She was really afraid and worried. After all, below them was a boundless ocean. Even if they could safely land in the ocean, would they be able to land safely and return safely? This was what Chong Mo was worried about. Now, everything was different from what she had imagined. She could only pray and cheer for them. Yang Qi, when we arrive at Hong Kong and Macau, immediately ask your superior to arrange and contact them. Combine the forces of the mainland and Hong Kong's coast police to search the entire sea area, Su Yun said. I've taken photos of them. I'll send them to you after we land. Yang Qi nodded. Okay, I'll contact them as soon as we land. Let all the coast police take a good look at the photos. If any suspicious person is found in the high seas, as long as it's in the photos, kill them immediately. Su Yun's words were really ruthless. There was no other way. He had no other choice. One had to know that the people from Heaven's Eye were too ruthless. If the police hesitated even a little bit, the ones who would die in the end might be the police. When Chong Mo heard Su Yun's order, she immediately stood up. Su Yun. You bastard. You said that you would ensure our safety. You said that you wouldn't kill anyone. Now that the things are still in your hands, you have to give such an order. You went back on your word. If they had stayed on the plane obediently, none of this would have happened. Su Yun didn't waver, but now that they jumped off the plane without permission, they are a threat to everyone. So, I can only do this. You're not human. You're the devil. Chong Mo shouted hysterically. Lin Ge and Yang Qi were really helpless. Chong Mo's brain had been completely brainwashed. As long as it was done by Sky's Eye, no matter how evil it was righteous to her. If other people's actions affected Sky's Eye's interests, it was evil. Therefore, the people of the Heaven's Eye were really pitiful. It could even be said that they were very sad. It was really unknown what they were thinking and how they lived their lives. Brother, I really haven't seen such a sad person in my life. As a human, a primate, she doesn't even have her own thoughts. This is really too sad. Lin Gu said, "Forget it, I won't say anything about her. She's too pitiful." Chong Imo hugged her head and covered her ears. She didn't want anyone's pity. She didn't want it. I don't want anything. No one should pity her. Perhaps Chong Imo had never thought that she would have such a day. Or perhaps she had never thought that her heaven's eye would be so damaged. That was why she couldn't accept what was happening now. She couldn't accept the reality. Apart from this crazy action, there were no more accidents during the flight, and they finally landed safely. Many leaders of the Hong Kong and Macau police were waiting for their heroes at the airport. When Yang Qi appeared with Gu Ming, many people breathed a sigh of relief. If this matter wasn't resolved, many people would be punished. Yang Qi brought Gu Ming back. She was their savior. This time, the big credit must be given to Yang Qi. The Hong Kong and Macau police were also roughly aware of Su Yun's identity. Even if they gave Su Yun any reward or merit, he definitely wouldn't care. Yang Qi didn't get carried away by the warm welcome. Instead, she immediately did what Su Yun asked her to do. When she reported this matter to her superiors, the superiors also attached great importance to it. They immediately arranged for the coast police to start the operation. They also immediately asked someone to inform the coast police to cooperate with the operation. Only then did Yang Qi relax. Gu Ming and Chong Imo had been captured and locked up. Su Yun could finally relax a little. In order to prevent any more problems from happening to Chong Imo, Su Yun could only seal her true Qi meridians again. Even if she had any ideas, she couldn't do anything. LV Huarong personally received Su Yun and Yang Qi. When he saw Lin Gu behind Su Yun, he was slightly startled. However, he immediately realized that he must be someone important. He greeted him politely. "This time, it's all thanks to you. If it weren't for your help, we really wouldn't have been able to do anything." LV Huarong's words were very modest. This was indeed the most difficult thing he had ever encountered. "It's really fortunate to be able to arrest Gu Ming." Su Yun smiled. "It's nothing. This is what I should do. I won't say any more words of thanks," LV Huarong said. "Now that you have brought the people and the things back, please rest assured. I will definitely ensure that the following work will be carried out smoothly and safely. I will put the things in the safest place in Hong Kong and Macau for safekeeping. You don't have to worry. Director Liu, I can leave Gu Ming to you. But this thing, and the people from Heaven's Eye, I have to take them with me." Su Yun, Heaven's Eye is a very threatening organization, and Arbola's weapon is also very dangerous. Leaving it in Hong Kong and Macau will bring you unnecessary trouble. LV Huarong was startled. "Wait a minute. I don't quite understand what you mean. You want to take the people from Heaven's Eye and Arbola away?" "Of course," Su Yun said very firmly. "I have to take the people from Heaven's Eye and Arbola back to the mainland. But this thing happened in Hong Kong and Macau. Logically speaking, the people and things should be left in Hong Kong and Macau. I'm afraid it's not appropriate for you to take them with you, is it?" LV Huarong's face was not looking too good. Su Yun shook his head. Although this thing happened in Hong Kong and Macau, the impact of this matter is not as simple as just Hong Kong and Macau. Director Liu, Gu Ming is one of your people. Just do it according to your rules. As for the rest, it's better for me to handle it. "I think we should reconsider this issue," LV Huarong said. Su Yun's attitude was also very firm. "There's nothing to reconsider. I won't hand this thing over to anyone else." "Are you doubting the ability of the Hong Kong and Macau police? Or, are you doubting my ability?" LV Huarong was a little angry. "I didn't mean that. Su Yun, it's just that this thing must be handed over to the state to handle. None of us have the right to do so. Moreover, 4 people from Heaven's Eye have escaped. If this girl is left in Hong Kong and Macau, you will have endless trouble. That's our responsibility. You don't have to worry about it." LV Huarong seemed to be a little agitated. He felt that Su Yun was doubting his ability. Su Yun answered him even more firmly. I've already made my decision. Director Liu, you don't have to say anything more. But I've also made arrangements. This is Hong Kong and Macau. Just do as I say, LV Huarong said very firmly. How can you be so stubborn? Lin Gu glanced at LV Huarong. I know you're a big leader. You have your own considerations. But you'd better trust us. If the people from Heaven's Eye and this thing stay in Hong Kong and Macau will definitely not be peaceful. If something happens accidentally, no one can bear the responsibility. LV Huarong took a deep breath and looked at Lin Gu. Since I have the position and responsibility given to me by the state, I have the obligation to bear this risk. You can bear it. The Hong Kong and Macau police can bear it. But do the tens of millions of people in Hong Kong and Macau have to bear it with you? Su Yun, Director Liu, there's no need to say more about this matter. No one can take away Ebola's weapon from my hands. This is my bottom line. LV Huarong was very unhappy with Su Yun's decision. Su Yun, if you want this credit, I'll definitely give it to you. I'll write a report and say that you took back the thing. Is that enough? Aren't you underestimating my brother too much? My brother doesn't care about such a small thing. Lin Gu was a little agitated. This LV Huarong was a little too much. Seeing that the atmosphere was a little strange, Yang Qi quickly came up to smooth things over. Director Liu, Su Yun, let's go back and discuss this matter. This isn't very appropriate, right? Okay, then we'll go back first. LV Huarong was very dissatisfied. He didn't say anything more and turned to leave. Chapter 2346. After returning to the HQ, LV Huarong did not show his face for a long time. He only arranged for Su Yun and Lin Gu to stay in the reception room and had someone serve them coffee. Yang Qi was also brought to the room to record everything that had happened in Taiwan, and it would probably take some time for Yang Qi to explain everything that had happened. The two of them waited for an hour and drank an entire pot of coffee, but still, no one asked about their situation. Lin Gu finally could not hold it in any longer. Brother, that Director Liu is obviously giving us a hard time. He threw us here and ignored us. What is he trying to do? Calm down, we need to be patient. Su Yun, we should understand this. After all, it's not something that can be solved with just a few words. We have our own position, and they have theirs. We just need to understand each other. Brother, you're really considerate of them. If they really had the ability to solve this, they wouldn't have sent someone to Yenjing to invite you. It's not a big deal, Su Yun. As long as I can take Arbola's weapon and Chongma away, nothing else matters. Let them think about it. We're already here anyway, there's nothing much to do. Lin Gu breathed a long sigh of relief. I don't know what Director Liu is thinking. 4 out of 5 from skies I ran away. With their abilities. As long as they have parachutes, it'll be a piece of cake for them to stay alive. That's not what you said in front of Chongma. Su Yun was stunned. I was purposely trying to piss that girl off. Look at how arrogant she is. She's still so cold even in this situation. Lin Gu said, I just can't stand it. I have to destroy her arrogance. Su Yun's expression was a little heavy. 4 out of 5 from skies I had run away. This was indeed a very difficult problem. If Chongma and Arbola were left in Hong Kong and Macau, they would definitely not have a peaceful life. Can Kong and Gu Li could definitely turn Hong Kong and Macau upside down. They would definitely be able to survive. This was not a problem. Once they recovered from their injuries, they would definitely not let go of this matter. He would bring the Ebola virus weapon back and find a professional to destroy it. Only then could he solve the problem once and for all. As for Chong Mo, they could only get the special forces to take care of him. Only then would they be able to settle this matter. The current situation is very complicated. Su Yun said faintly, maybe they'll recover in 3 to 5 days. We have to leave Hong Kong as soon as possible. But now, that great leader doesn't even show his face. What is the meaning of this? Lin Gu stood up angrily and walked to the door, wanting to go out and ask. This action seemed ordinary, but it directly angered Lin Ge's bottom line. The door was actually locked from the outside. Lin Gu was stunned. What kind of people did he think they were? Brother, he locked us in. Lin Ji's expression was obviously very unhappy. When Su Yun heard this news, his face darkened. They could throw him into this room and ignore him. They could also argue with him about why they wanted to keep him here. However, they definitely could not do such an unreasonable thing. This was completely disrespectful. Without saying a word, they were directly detained. What was this? Of course, Su Yun would not tolerate this kind of cowardly behavior. This was a great disrespect. Moreover, Chong Mo was still in their hands. Su Yun would not let them deal with him. Regarding Sky's Eye, there was probably no one who understood it better than Su Yun. Regarding Chong Mo, no one understood it better than Su Yun. He had to deal with this person personally. Brother, say something. What should we do now? I can't take this anger. Lin Gu said with a sullen face. Then don't take it. Su Yun gave Lin Gu a look. Without another word, Lin Gu raised his leg. With a loud crash, the entire reception room's door and frame were destroyed by Lin Ge's kick. The entire door flew out and hit the opposite wall. The loud noise also caused some of the staff to rush over. Everyone was surprised to see Lin Gu, who was fuming at the door. Who locked the door? Come out now. Lin Gu said angrily. Explain clearly why you locked us up. If you can come up with a reason, nothing will happen today. If you can't come up with a reason, then don't blame me for turning against you. Nonsense. Don't you know what kind of place this is? Do you think you can do whatever you want? The secretary in charge of Su Yun and Lin Ji's office, Du Lan, quickly rushed over. He stared at Lin Gu and said, Do you know that I can arrest you for destroying public property if you do this? Lin Gu pointed at Secretary Du's nose and said, Why don't you try arresting me? Come, let me see if you have the ability. You're being unreasonable. Du Lan was an office worker. He didn't have any martial arts skills. Naturally, he didn't dare to step forward. I'm being unreasonable? The way you Hong Kong and Macau police treat your guests is really interesting. Without my brother, you wouldn't even be able to smell Gu Ming's fart. Now that we've arrested him, you're still pushing your luck. You're still locking us up when we can't reach an agreement? Lin Gu said, Come over here and explain everything to me. I promise I won't beat you to death. Du Lan said angrily, Threatening police officers is a crime. How many Hong Kong and Macau laws have you broken? Do you really want to go to prison to have a taste of it? I really want to have a taste of it. But before that, I'll definitely let you have a taste of my fist. Are you threatening me? You really have guts. After saying that, Lin Gu directly walked forward. Of course, he wouldn't really hit him. He just saw that this guy was too arrogant, so he wanted to give him a taste of his own medicine. Secretary Du panicked. He didn't know if the other party would really hit him. This wasn't a joke. If the other party really punched him and gave him a panda eye, he would be humiliated. If you continue like this, I'll call for help. Du Lan exclaimed. I'll hit whoever calls for help. I'm going to attack the police today. I want to see what the Hong Kong and Macau police are capable of. Lin Gu walked forward and rolled up his sleeves. At this time, a person came from afar and roared in a low voice. Enough. I'm here. If you have anything to say, say it to me. I gave the order. I told them to lock the door. LV Huarong walked over with a sullen face. Lin Gu stopped scaring Secretary Du and said to LV Huarong, The leader is here. Good, then come in and give us an explanation. I'm warning you. I don't care what your job is. If you can't explain it to me, I won't be polite to you. You don't have any rules. Du Lon said, "Look at your own status. I'm not a member of the police. Don't use the leader's rules to pressure me." Lin Gu glared at Secretary Du, making him take 2 steps back again. LV Huarong walked over. Secretary Du quickly walked behind LV Huarong. They broke the door of the reception room. "I told you to take good care of the 2 of them. If you do your job well and do your job well, will they still be like this?" LV Huarong also glared at the secretary. "All right, you can leave now. There's nothing for you to do here. When I have time, I'll deal with you." Secretary Du was scolded by both sides. He left with a gloomy face. He felt wronged. What did this have to do with him? He didn't do anything. This couldn't be blamed on him. Sigh, this person was really depressing. Why did he have to do such a thankless job? "Let's go. Please come in. We can talk slowly," LV Huarong said to Lin Gu. Lin Gu turned around and walked into the reception room, ignoring the other party. This really made LV Huarong lose face. In Hong Kong and Macau, not many people dared to treat him with such an attitude. Young people really don't know the rules. Although Lin Ji's behavior was excessive, Su Yun didn't say anything. In his opinion, the other party's behavior was even more excessive. The disrespectful attitude was even more uncomfortable than Lin Ji's unreasonable behavior. After all, LV Huarong was a person who had been through a lot. This kind of small matter wouldn't affect his mood. He quickly adjusted himself to maintain his rationality and sobriety. He followed Lin Gu into the reception room. He turned around and said to Secretary Du, who was about to leave, "Prepare some coffee." Although Secretary Du felt wronged, he still went to do it. Chapter 2347. I'm sorry. It was indeed my people's dereliction of duty. I didn't entertain the 2 of you well and let the 2 of you wait for a long time. LV Huarong acted as if nothing had happened. He sat on the sofa opposite Su Yun. "The 2 of you also know that this matter involves a lot of things. My position makes me have to think more." Lin Gu smiled disdainfully. "Yeah, you really think a lot. You even have to lock up the hero who helped you catch the person. No wonder you can be such a big leader." LV Huarong didn't show any disgust in the face of Lin Ji's disdain. He just smiled slightly. "It is indeed my personal reasons that made the 2 of you feel uncomfortable. I apologize here." "Don't. I can't afford it." Lin Gu didn't give LV Huarong a chance to find a reason. He didn't intend to let Su Yun speak at all. This could set off his brother Yun's coldness. LV Huarong still ignored Lin Gu and stared at Su Yun. He knew that no matter how much the person said, it was meaningless. The person who really spoke was in his eyes. Su Yun finally spoke. "I just want to ask Director Liu a question. In your eyes, am I a prisoner or a dangerous person? Give me an answer that satisfies me." "Of course not. You are neither a prisoner nor a dangerous person. Instead, you are a person who has made great contributions. You are an example for our Hong Kong and Macau police to learn from." LV Huarong gave Su Yun a big hat. It was really nice to hear. Su Yun smiled slightly. "Then, is this how you Hong Kong and Macau police treat role models? Locking up role models? I think you should hold a commendation ceremony. That is appropriate." "Yes, as long as you want it, I can solve it for you. I can let the entire Hong Kong and Macau media report on you. Let the major news websites put your glorious deeds on the headlines. You will be a hero in the entire Hong Kong and Macau." LV Huarong said, "I'm not joking. I'm serious." "You're not joking, but my brother is joking. Can't you understand the meaning of his words?" Lin Gu was speechless. LV Huarong was stunned. He really didn't understand this point. In his opinion, what Su Yun wanted was fame, and what Su Yun wanted was face and credit. What else did he want? "Let me tell you, my brother doesn't care about these things. My brother only wants a person from you, a person with heaven's eye." Lin Gu said, "The rest doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Su Yun glanced at LV Huarong and confirmed Lin Ji's words. He's right. I only want people. Sorry, I have already detained the person in the Hong Kong and Macau special prison. There is a very strong detention force. LV Huarong said, so you don't need to worry about this matter at all. Then we have nothing to talk about today. Lin Gu said, then why did you lock us up in this place? LV Huarong said, I just want to temporarily ensure your safety. Director Liu, I'm also sorry. I'm not satisfied with the answer you gave me. Su Yun, I'm very dissatisfied with what you did today. But as long as you give the person to me, I can treat everything as if it doesn't matter. After a few seconds of silence, LV Huarong still shook his head. Then I will use my actions to tell you that the special prison you mentioned is nothing special in the eyes of Heaven's Eye. Su Yun, if you want to use the police force in that place as an experiment to test the ability of Heaven's Eye, then let me tell you, this experiment will fail. A lot of people will die, and it will make you very helpless. LV Huarong took a deep breath. Then what do you mean? I have the ability to go in and take the person away, so does Heaven's Eye, Su Yun said. LV Huarong's face was shocked. Su Yun, you mean to tell me that you want to break the prison? Do you know what crime this is in Hong Kong and Macau? I'm sorry, one country, two systems. I'm from the mainland. If the mainland believes that I'm a criminal, then I'm a criminal. Su Yun, I'm just doing what I should do. No matter who wants to stop me, I won't care. You can't do it. Even Heaven's Eye can't do it. LV Huarong said, that's the most powerful prison in Hong Kong and Macau. No matter who is locked in, it's impossible to escape, let alone be rescued. If you want to do this, the people in the prison have the right to kill you. Su Yun snorted. I'm not from Heaven's Eye, so I won't do that kind of thing full of killing. But if it were Heaven's Eye, they would definitely kill all the people who threaten them. Have you ever thought about how many people you've pushed to the edge of death? LV Huarong didn't believe Su Yun's words at all. That's impossible, I promise. Frog at the bottom of a well. Lin Gu was a little angry. You really don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. I think you should suffer a big loss once. Then you'll understand what the world is like. Su Yun didn't argue with LV Huarong anymore. Since he already thought so, there was no point in saying anything. He could only let him know with his actions. In addition to Heaven's Eye's people, we'll also take care of the things in your hands now. LV Huarong still didn't give up. It's safer to hand them over to the Hong Kong and Macau police. It's very dangerous in your hands. That's impossible. Su Yun, Director LV, now I finally know why you locked us up. You're not afraid of anything else. You're just afraid that I'll leave Hong Kong and Macau with the Ebola virus and go back to the mainland. That's why you did this. LV Huarong didn't say anything, which was a tacit agreement. But I can tell you, don't worry. Before I bring the people with me, I won't leave Hong Kong and Macau. Su Yun, if I leave, I have to bring the Ebola virus and Heaven's Eye's Chongma. That's my bottom line. LV Huarong shook his head. If that's the case, you can't leave. Pigeon, get ready. We're leaving now. Su Yun, there's no point in continuing this unpleasant conversation. Lin Gu put on a fierce expression and stood up to stare at LV Huarong. LV Huarong also stood up and stared at Su Yun and Lin Gu. You can't leave the police station. You have to leave the things behind, or else. Or else what? Lin Gu said angrily. You want to fight with me? Great leader, you have to think clearly. We're not on the same level at all. If you fight with me, you have no chance of winning. LV Huarong was so angry that his whole body was shaking. Su Yun, you can't do this. This is irresponsible. Director LV, you told me very clearly just now that I want the people. If you don't give them to me, then I'll use my own method to find them and take them away. Su Yun, and you, if you want the things in my hands, then use your own method to take them away from me. This is the only way we can solve this problem. Do you know how big of a mistake you're making? LV Hwarong didn't expect Su Yun to say this. He couldn't believe it. Su Yun shrugged. I don't care. I'm a person who often makes mistakes. You can give it a try and see if I dare or not. You're really hopeless. LV Hwarong was annoyed by Su Yun. I warned you, you can't leave. The people here are all responsible Hong Kong and Macau police. They won't let you take the things away. What if it threatens your life? Lin Gu had already made his move as he spoke. He restrained LV Hwarong in his hand, and a sharp dagger appeared in his hand. This dagger was obtained from Remnant. The sharp cold light made people feel cold just by looking at it. Now that it was held against LV Hwarong's neck, LV Hwarong felt a bone-chilling coldness. This feeling was simply too unexpected. Su Yun and Lin Gu dared to challenge him, which already shocked LV Hwarong, but now they wanted to use a knife on him. This was an unpardonable, heinous act. Actually, Su Yun didn't expect Lin Gu to play so big. This guy was too impulsive. But since he had already done this, he couldn't let him, as his older brother, criticize him in this kind of situation, right? That would be too demeaning, and it would be too much of a blow to Lin Ge's enthusiasm. Right now, Su Yun could only go with the flow and play simple and rough to solve the problem. Chapter 2348. Your behavior is no longer just a matter of attacking the police. This is also a matter of threatening the lives of high-ranking officials in Hong Kong and Macau. This is a very serious problem. LV Hwarong said, just because of your current behavior, it is enough to put you in jail in Hong Kong and Macau for a lifetime. Lin Gu smiled, unfortunately, unless you have the ability to put us in jail. If you don't even have that ability, don't bullshit me here. Alright, do you know what bullshit is? It's this mouth. It's too petty. Su Yun, tell your people to stop immediately. Now I will pretend that nothing happened. If you still act like this, then don't blame me for not recognizing you. LV Hwarong gave Su Yun the final ultimatum. Unfortunately, Su Yun was a person who could be persuaded but not cowed by force. If everything was negotiable, then everything was negotiable. Su Yun would also feel embarrassed. However, if you wanted to threaten him, then he would be embarrassed. He didn't care who you were. Even if you were the king of heaven, you had to see if you had the ability to put on airs in front of him. If you didn't have the ability, then don't blame Su Yun for not giving face. Now this matter wasn't started by Su Yun. It was LV Hwarong who didn't give in at all. That was why he was in such a situation. If it wasn't for Lin Gu today, Su Yun really couldn't do such a radical thing. But thinking about it carefully, if it wasn't for Lin Gu, it really couldn't be done. If he didn't act tough now, he didn't know what kind of official power LV Hwarong was going to show. Director Liu, it's not that my brother wants to do anything to you. He doesn't have any evil intentions. It's just a last resort. Su Yun smiled bitterly. Who asked you to not let us go? LV Hwarong was really very angry now. His chest kept moving up and down. Okay, Su Yun, I promise you. I will let you go now. You immediately ask your people to take away that damn dagger. Perhaps it was because the murderous aura of the dagger was too heavy and bloody, so the pressure it gave off was more intimidating than the other daggers. That was why LV Hwarong felt so uncomfortable. Now that Director Liu said this, I really don't believe it. Su Yun smiled and said to Lin Gu, let's go. Let Director Liu send us out. You will definitely regret what you have done. LV Hwarong completely lost his temper. Su Yun really had him under control. Lin Gu even added fuel to the fire by saying, Leader, this dagger was obtained from a member of Heaven's Eye. The murderous aura is quite strong. Do you feel particularly flustered? That's right, but you don't have to be afraid. My hands are very steady. LV Hwarong said, You don't dare to do anything to me. Do you think you can scare me with just a dagger in your hand? Let me tell you, this is absolutely impossible. Leader, I don't mean that I don't dare to touch you. Lin Gu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Don't misunderstand. What I want to say is that if you dare to mess around, I will give you a quick death. I will definitely kill you with one stab. I will definitely not give you 5 stab repeatedly. LV Huarong's whole body trembled. 5 stab. Even an idiot would know that once the throat was slit, he could only wait for death. The process of dying would be very painful. It would make people want to desperately cover their throat to seal the wound. He had seen many people who were struggling before death. There had always been casualties in Hong Kong and Macau due to gang conflicts. Those who had their throats slit by a knife were all in the same state. They wished they could pull their throats together with their hands. Lin Gu controlled LV Huarong and walked out. Su Yun followed closely behind. The two of them were ready to leave as soon as possible. At this time, Secretary Du had just prepared 3 cups of coffee and was walking over. When he saw this scene as soon as he reached the door, he was so scared that the cup in his hand fell to the ground. What the hell happened? Is this person crazy? He even dared to kidnap Division Chief Lu. This is definitely a madman. The entire police station was stunned when they saw this scene. They didn't know what to do and all of them were frozen in place. After about a few seconds, the police with guns on them reacted. They quickly took out their pistols and aimed at Su Yun and Lin Gu. Su Yun didn't care at all. LV Huarong was in their hands. These police couldn't shoot at all. At most, they would hold their guns and gesture. No wonder the police in Hong Kong and Macau's police movies like to take out their guns and aim at people, but they didn't shoot. They just aimed and aimed. It turned out that this was the reality. There is a chance of a pistol going off accidentally. Look at the person in front of you clearly. This is your highest commander. Su Yun, we don't have any bad intentions. It's just that Division Chief Lu didn't let us leave, so we had to do this. Everyone still had no intention of putting down their guns. Su Yun raised the black suitcase in his hand again. Do you see what I'm holding in my hand? I won't tell you how important this thing is, but Division Chief Lu knows it very well. If any of your bullets don't have eyes and destroy this thing, then you'll really be a sinner. Put down your guns. They won't do anything to me. LV Huarong said, Everyone, put down your guns. You can't accidentally damage that suitcase. When LV Huarong said this, everyone knew the seriousness of the matter and put down their pistols. That's more like it. Su Yun, Division Chief Lu, to be honest, we didn't do well today. But there was no other way. Who told you not to let me take the thing away? Now that you've won, you have the final say. LV Huarong said. Su Yun shook his head. I really don't have the final say in this matter. I believe that you must have asked the mainland about this matter just now, wanting to leave the thing and the person behind, but you took so long, which means that you were rejected. You must have told your reason, but you didn't get permission. LV Huarong was shocked. Su Yun really scared him. He was really doing this just now. If you got permission, you would have brought the document to me and asked me to take the initiative to hand over the person and the thing to you. Unfortunately, you didn't succeed, but you're not satisfied. Su Yun, if I'm not wrong, this is what happened, right? LV Huarong didn't say anything. He just clenched his fist. If you don't say anything, it means that my guess is right. Su Yun smiled. In that case, I won't be polite with you. I'll take the person and the thing away. Whether you cooperate or not, this is my task. I have to complete it. LV Huarong swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He really didn't expect to lose to a young man. No, it wasn't defeat. This was a kind of... He couldn't describe the feeling, but his admiration and annoyance for Su Yun were equal. He hated Su Yun, but he also liked Su Yun. This feeling was very, very complicated. Director Lu, there are many things that I think you should understand. Don't try to be brave. Su Yun, the country must have its reasons for not letting you handle this matter. It's definitely not because they think you're incapable. Thank you for sending us out today. Also, thank you for the coffee. The three of them talked as they walked out of the police station. At this time, they happened to meet Li Guang, who had rushed over after hearing the news. Li Guang hadn't been discharged yet, so it would take a long time for him to come here. The hospital had procedures. When Li Guang arrived, he saw Su Yun and a young man holding LV Huarong hostage. He was immediately dumbfounded. Su Yun, what are you doing? Li Guang exclaimed, hurry up and let go of Director Liu. Do you know what you're doing? Brother Guang, there's no other way. If I let Director Liu go, he definitely won't let us leave. Su Yun, this is the only way for us to leave safely. So, we can only wrong Director Liu. Li Guang didn't understand. What exactly happened? Can't we all sit down and talk about it? There's nothing to talk about. Su Yun, Brother Guang, you should stay in the hospital and rest. You shouldn't run around. Today's matter has nothing to do with you. It's best if you don't interfere. Chapter 23:49. Li Guang's anxiousness was inevitable. Su Yun was originally the biggest contributor in this matter, but now he had fallen out with LV Huarong. It was the other extreme. After all, LV Huarong was a powerful person. Su Yun and the others didn't intend to stay in Hong Kong and Macau anymore. Brother, no matter what, you should let him go first. If there is anything, I will help you, okay? Li Guang said, this kind of thing really can't be joked about. Brother Guang, I understand your kindness, but this matter isn't as easy as it is now. Su Yun, you can't handle it. You are about to return to China. Don't delay your return because of my matter. You have made countless contributions. This time, you can go back and get a position as the deputy director. For this matter, I can handle it myself. Li Guang knew Su Yun's temper. If he was determined to do something, it was impossible to persuade him to change his mind. If you want to do this, I'll go with you. If there's anything, we'll bear it together. I don't care about the merits. Brother Guang, I know what you mean. You said that you will bear it together with us, but you are afraid that we will be impulsive and hurt Division Chief Liu. Su Yun smiled slightly. Even if Li Guang was thinking for LV Huarong, once he was really with him, he would definitely be implicated. If he couldn't handle it, all the merits would be offset. Then, his 5 years of undercover work would be wasted. Lin Gu didn't know Li Guang, but he saw that he had a good relationship with Brother Yun, so he said, this brother, you can rest assured. As long as we get in the car safely and leave, I will never touch him. Sigh. Li Guang let out a heavy sigh. You guys are courting death. I just want to ensure that Hong Kong and Macau will not be troubled by the Sky Eye. You will understand sooner or later. No one could change what Su Yun wanted to do. Just as LV Huarong wanted to struggle, Lin Gu restrained him. I won't touch you until we get in the car safely and leave. If you don't cooperate, it'll be ugly if you really hurt someone. Even Li Guang was unable to persuade Su Yun. This time, LV Huarong did not have any tricks left. He also did not dare to rashly anger them. He could only let them take him out. When Su Yun first arrived in Hong Kong and Macau, the car that Li Guang gave him was still at the police station. Su Yun quickly got in the car and drove to the door. Lin Gu backed away slowly. Just as Su Yun opened the door for him to get in, Lin Gu pushed LV Huarong out and quickly got into the car. The two of them ran away without a trace. LV Huarong stumbled over. Fortunately, Li Guang was quick enough to catch him. These two fellows are really lawless. Go after them. Everyone, go after them. You must stop them for me. LV Huarong was furious. After all, he was the highest leader of the police station. How could he be held hostage by them? Director LV, don't be angry. There must be a misunderstanding, Li Guang said. Su Yun came to Hong Kong and Macau and did such a big thing. You can't just... I know better than you, but not now. He's holding our bowler's weapon now. LV Huarong said, I have to ensure our bowler's safety. Li Guang said, I believe that he must be doing this to ensure the weapon's safety. You all have the same mentality. Why are you arguing like this? Li Guang said helplessly. LV Huarong didn't say much to Li Guang. Instead, he continued to order people to arrest Su Yun. This wasn't a trivial matter. This matter had to be properly resolved. He absolutely couldn't let Su Yun be so lawless. Li Guang did not say much. He knew that with Su Yun's ability, the Hong Kong and Macau police would not be able to catch him. Su Yun was able to subdue Sky's Eye. When Sky's Eye was in Hong Kong and Macau, the Hong Kong and Macau police put in a lot of effort and still could not catch a trace of it. What did this mean? This meant that if Su Yun wanted to hide, the Hong Kong and Macau police would not be able to catch Su Yun even if they turned the sky upside down. However, LV Huarong would not listen to any advice now. Li Guang's words were meaningless. Yang Qi was taking notes in the sealed recording room. She did not hear what was happening outside at all. When she was done, she found that the world was in chaos. After roughly understanding what happened from Li Guang, Yang Qi was helpless. These two guys were really messing around. The Hong Kong and Macau police will not be able to catch him, Li Guang said. I'm not worried about that at all. But this matter can't be dragged on like this, right? Yang Qi was depressed. Why can't they just talk things out? Why do they have to do this? There must be a reason. You can only blame Division Chief Lu for not letting them go. Li Guang said, although I don't support Su Yun's behavior, I support their point of view. Bring the thing and the people of Sky's Eye to the mainland. That way, Hong Kong and Macau will be peaceful. Yang Qi nodded. Then I'll talk to Division Chief Lu and see if he can understand. If he can understand, this will not happen now, Li Guang said. Su Yun has always been courteous before resorting to force. Things have developed to this point. Obviously, Su Yun does not want to see it. He also has his reasons. I'll find a way to contact him. If there's anything here, keep an eye on it and let me know the situation in time. But your injury has not healed yet, Yang Qi said. Li Guang shook his head helplessly. It's just a small injury. Do I need to recover for so long? I've been in the hospital for a long time. Do I have to wait for the scar to heal before I can be discharged? You don't have to worry about my matter. Go do your own thing. After 2 hours of pursuit, the Hong Kong and Macau police finally only saw the car abandoned by Su Yun and Lin Gu. There was a note in the car. The car did not turn off, but it is out of gas. You can drive back. Except for this thing, there was no other discovery. Su Yun and Lin Gu did not leave any clues. It was completely impossible to figure out where they went. The people in the Criminal Investigation Department were really having a headache. After being a police officer for so many years, they really had not encountered people who were so good at destroying clues. This really made people feel helpless. Retreat. Go back and report first. This order was obviously very helpless. They did not want to not be able to find them, but if they continued to search without a purpose, they would not get any results. It was better to go back and report to LV Huarong first. They wanted to see if LV Huarong could have any good way to solve this matter. If LV Huarong himself could not do anything, then he could not blame them for not doing anything. When it came to this kind of responsibility, it seemed that no one was willing to lead the trouble to themselves. For such a difficult matter, there was no big credit if it was done well, but if it was not done well, they must be the scapegoat. The scapegoat this time was so heavy. No one was willing to be the scapegoat, right? When LV Huarong got this reply, he was naturally furious. He stared at these guys and scolded. They couldn't even do such a small thing. They couldn't even catch up with a person. He really didn't know what these people in the criminal investigation team could do. When they caught the Sky's Eye, they spent so much effort and still couldn't find it. Just when he knew that the Sky's Eye had reached the bend, these guys were still carpet searching in Hong Kong and Macau. Now, they let Su Yun slip away in front of them and drove back with a broken car. I think you guys should not do anything in the future. Take off your clothes and go home to drink tea. LV Huarong was so angry that he was about to have a heart attack. He quickly took a few pills to stabilize his mood. I really don't know how I promoted a group of trash like you. You don't know. That guy drove so fast. He was so fast in the city. We didn't dare to chase at all. There were too many people. LV Huarong threw the coffee cup in his hand to the ground. I don't want to listen to your excuses. I want you to catch the person for me. Catch the person. Do you understand? You guys find the person as soon as possible and bring back the black suitcase in their hands intact. Yes. After Yang Qi and Li Guang heard the news, they didn't know whether to breathe a sigh of relief or worry. That kind of feeling was really uneasy. They didn't know where Su Yun went now. All the police in Hong Kong and Macau were looking for them. They were afraid that their days wouldn't be too good. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.